Thank you very much, Luke and Kevin. And this is some funky music for this match, as we do see Chiefs take on Avant. Train is going to be the battleground. Actually, no, Inferno's going to be the first map.
Ooh.
There you go. They've flipped it, switched it, and reversed it. So Inferno, we just seen it played out. We saw Order play. It was a very structured approach to it. Both these two teams, actually, in the last match, were so slow and methodical on their T side. But I'm feeling something funky coming out on at CT side. I'm not just talking about the music here.
We got Chiefs. So Chiefs won the knife round. They are going to be playing on the CT side. Have we seen them play Inferno?
No.
We haven't. So
no,
that'll be interesting. We've seen Avant play Inferno.
Well, this is actually Avant's pick in that regard. So I'm not surprised to see them back in what you would call their comfort zone in that regard. So from that perspective, it is a map that relies on a lot of fluidity between the two bomb sites we saw there. You know, even though they were getting picks at either A or B bomb site, it was never the final destination unless they could capitalise on something quickly. So, you know, a slow approach from the last two teams that we saw play Inferno, but we know Chiefs are quite explosive when they play. They've got some players on their roster, particularly, you know, looking across that lineup. You've got players like Dizzy, who's super explosive with the AWP. You've got APOC as well, who can just really anchor down bomb sites.
Yep.
And Doom has been a revelation from the Challenger series as well. So from them coming into this, you know, they've got some players, as Kevin said, they are really fun to watch because individually, very, very skilled. Very, very skilled.
Oh, hell yeah.
And, I mean, on the side of Avant, you've got some young prospects and some older hands as well, just guiding them. And I consider them to be, you know, a clay sculpture. You've got Moe there, who's just got some old unmolded pieces of clay, and he's just slowly forming them into the team that he wants them to be. And I think week on week, you've seen Avant go from strength to strength. And here, this is the time that they put all the pieces together. They finally... you know, start to really hit their stride. And it's at the right time of the competition as well.
It definitely is. And, you know, I'm interested to see if Kevin actually gets the pick right, because I do believe that Avant can actually win this. It's just whether everyone turns up today. Someone that hasn't been performing as much as I thought he would through the Elite Series is Hazard. I've seen him outside of the Elite Series, and he's been extremely, extremely strong gamer for Avant. And... yeah, I just feel like he hasn't turned up as much as I would have liked to see him. Although here we are, Avant going to be going straight up mid quite quickly. Chiefs ready for this. APOC, dirty double to open up the round. Dizzy going to find one as well. The bomb goes down. He will fall back for the moment. No teammates to help him out here. Oh, lineup almost, but Herbs gets the better of Dizzy in this scenario. And in the 2v2, Flicks trying to find an angle through the edge of the smoke. Moe finding Doom, who went in solo. Didn't wait for the smoke at Moto to fade, and now it's all up to Flicks in a 1v2. Herbs jiggle peeking. I think he's just got the info. Will get dinked. Ooh. Down to 8 HP. And there we are. Aggression coming out. Herbs landing the final bullet. And Avant picking up the first round of the map.
And that was a very, very fast round, actually, from Avant once they started going there. They hit APOC, and APOC, oh, he is definitely a resistant one, that's for sure. Those two fadeaway shots there with that USP, just proving how difficult he can be to deal with in certain situations. Even though he was outnumbered there, you never feel as though he's outgunned.
Yeah, being in Boiler as well, it was almost like they expected the mid-push to come out. So there might have been a bit of pre-planning going into this game. You'd hope so. Anyway, nade stack coming out towards the top of Banana. Decent damage. Dizzy actually going to be taken down by Moe's HE. Doom only on 7 HP over on the B side there too.
And that one, straight middle stump. Dizzy does go down. And, I mean, Inferno can be a very rough wicket for one of these two teams.
Yeah, if the pitch...
if the pitch conditions are right.
Right.
If the key goes all the way in.
If the spin is fine and the servers don't auto-disconnect, then I'm sure we'll see some more beautiful gameplay today.
Yes. Yeah. Speaking of beautiful, we're going to look at your beautiful face.
Now. That's not me, that's Iron.
Yeah, well... we'll look at Iron's beautiful face instead.
Oh, look at that. He's happy.
A choice.
Daddy Doom over there looking after his children. Oh, it's great to be a Chiefs fan today.
Mm.
Unless, you know, they lost the first round.
So, who are you backing in this?
I'm backing Chiefs based on previous performances and knowing that Zeph isn't here today for Avant. The young gamer who turned up last week definitely turned up. Huge performance from him. And, you know, Avant, they made the semis. unfortunately, he couldn't come to the semis because he only played for that 1 week.
Yeah.
Which
Correct. It happens when you turn 16 in the last week.
Yeah, you can't help that. That's literally just bad timing.
It's bad timing.
Yeah, bad timing.
Unfortunately. But, I mean, Avant here, a good pistol round from them. They grouped up quite well into that A-bomb site and were able to just navigate their way past a few tricky opposition members, particularly APOC. But for them, for me, on Avant, because they're such a young side in that regard, like there are players on this roster that have been around for quite a while. Herbs and Dans have been around for quite some time. Mm-hmm. But in that regard, I still see them as fresh because they've never quite truly hit the top of the scene. I do believe they have the potential to, but you've got youngsters in there like Hazard as well, who brings just a different flavour to that mix as well. Peck's an established player in his own right, and obviously when they're using Zeph, he's another fresh face too. So Moe, he's been overseas quite a few times. I think it's about 8 different times for various representations in different iterations of Counter-Strike. His experience really guides them, and you can tell that when Moe's in control of the team, they're very composed, they're very methodical, and they're very slow in the way that they play. And that's not a bad thing. It's just that they're taking the time and making sure that every angle is checked. But you do start to see sometimes in certain instances when there is pressure applied to them. And don't get me wrong, a roster like Chiefs, they know when to apply pressure. Mm-hmm. You do see some cracks start to appear, and that, to me, is going to come to them, Avant that is, with experience, dealing with that pressure in those pressure-filled moments. And yeah, I mean, from time to time they have crumbled under pressure like that. And for me, it's about Moe keeping them composed in this environment in the semi-finals and making sure that they do go on to do the job at hand. They do go on to win their map pick and really push Chiefs because, as you said, you do believe they can.
Yeah, well, Dans and Herbs, as I guess a partnership, they've been playing together on teams for a fair while now.
Mm. I mean, going back to 2015.
Yeah.
You've seen them on rosters.
Exactly.
But funnily enough, I think in 2015 they were on a Chiefs roster.
Chiefs, really?
Yeah.
Didn't know that. Well,
ACL Melbourne.
The tables have turned and they are now on a different team, which is Avant, playing for Melbourne now, jumping the border.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's how quickly things can turn. But I think we're going to get back into this match very, very shortly. But in terms of the Chiefs roster, we didn't talk too much about them in the pre-game. We know you've got players on that roster like APOC. He's an absolute monster and he's back in form. He's such a dangerous prospect. When he's still alive, it feels as though the round's never truly over, even though the numbers might not be in his favour. Mm.
We did see that he was ready for today, coming straight out of the gate swinging with that fast 2K from Boiler. But here we are, finally into the second round. Match Medic has been put into play. And we are live again. Information going to be gained by Moe there, although that nade taking him down to 47 HP. He is expendable with that Mach 10, but you don't want to go down before you get to fire a bullet.
No, you don't want to go down without taking someone with you at least as well. That's the thing too. And in these sort of scenarios, the team that has the advantage never wants to go 1-for-1 in trades. The team that has that advantage never really wants to be on the losing end of the trades sequence. But just grouping up Moe there, just doing some investigatory work towards the B-bomb site. Just got his monocle on and checking things out, scoping it out. The rest of the team, though, just slowly working the rest of the map, staying together, staying composed, and making sure they're not going to be picked apart. Moe's got the info now, and has just told them now to hit this A-bomb site, and that's exactly what they're going to do.
And there you go, Dans finds the entry over towards A, way in the end of the MP7. Here we are, Moe looking for something of his own. Hazard with the UMP takes down Flix, and the A site is there for the bomb to be planted. APOC quite close with the CZ, looking to potentially go for an early retake frag. Herbs, though, ready with the MP7 for a peek, which will come out, but broken weapon, that's that. Herbs falls, and APOC comes out on top, bringing it back to the 4v3, although the CTs looks like they almost wanted to go for the retake for a moment, but they are just going to save, heading over towards the B site, grouping up, looking to take any guns out of the hands of the Ts that go for the hunt, and Dan's going to be taking point.
And they're very aggressive, actually. They've sent the SMGs to hunt just to try and farm that bonus and take those CZs out of play in the next round. But this doesn't come without risk either. So might have heard that knife flick there, but Dizzy does so much damage here, and major step again. Both these two players in pursuit have been damaged quite significantly, and in fact, they're going to fall. Chiefs will hold on to their weapons, but that is a good scenario for Chiefs because they've still got those weapons in play in this round.
It was lucky for Avant that the Chiefs didn't actually pick up any of the weapons from the people they killed, because that would have allowed them to drop the primary or the secondary weapon to the other teammates, which don't have the money to upgrade those pistols, and it could have gone in a different way going into the third round. But, you know, 2 CZs and a Deagle in play, bit of body armor there too. This could go either way. It'll be hard. It's probably like 80% to Avant, but, you know, it could go.
I mean, I do rate the call from Chiefs to actually save out on that round in that regard, because often you see players actually trying to push and find frags when they don't necessarily need to. If, you know, they can maintain the threat of a force buy over 2 rounds, that's much better than just having it in that singular round.
Yep.
Because they've got more options here, and, you know, they can stack bomb sites. They can do something off the cuff. It's not necessarily as default as it was before, and that very nearly clipped position here. Now, Moe straight into that. Would have called that boost, and potentially numbers there as well. The rest of the team's got that info, but we'll collect that bomb from a very common bomb drop position as they do regroup onto this A bomb site here. But the gap in that smoke, Pex deals with it well as they work their way here.
Dizzy almost making his way back to the side, but the Deagle there on Dan's just enough to take him down. Doom going to be spotted as well over in Library. And Iron, with that Mac 10, is now left solo as Doom falls to Hazza. Daddy, not strong enough. Anyway, Herbs here with only 10 HP, trying to hold the angle. Does have cover from his teammate, Hazza, finding his, was that second for the round? And Avant find 3 in a row. Strong start to Inferno. Is this their map pick, or is
it is their map pick, I don't understand. So in that regard, Avant are doing quite well on that T side. And it's important that you have a good T side on your map pick. Reason being, because that is your, I guess, show of strength on any map, is what you've got in array on the T side. It shows your depth of strategy. You can't just go onto a map that you pick with a default split pick and just hope to work from there. You need to have some depth of strategy, particularly in a best of 3. So this is where we really get to see the full array of what Avant do have in this instance, because the veto structure is 1 ban each and 1 pick each other. I think APOC need to check that corner.
Somehow, Pex got away with that for as long as he did. APOC with 6 HP falls back. Flicks holding the balcony, finds 2 and the bomb. And here we are, Iron here. Going for the pop flash. Herbs with QMP finds Flicks. Iron catches Herbs on the repeat. And that'll be that. Chiefs find their first round for the best of 3 here today.
You know, APOC, absolute freebie there at top mid, as he was completely disabled by that flash entirely. And this double frag here on carpet, just Dan's didn't get the trade, and that enabled them to just hold that A-bomb site. So Chiefs get themselves their first round, but the coffers are deep for Melbourne Avant, and they do still have economy to buy into this round, decent utility as well, but I think they might just tailor their approach a little bit differently in that regard, as they do know now where people are playing, where they are on the map. Dizzy with that AWP is always a threat, and look for him to move that around.
Has already tagged down to 49 HP. I think he was on the receiving end of a couple of HEs there at Banana. But he's alive, so he still is able to cause a bunch of damage. Keep the Chiefs guessing for the moment. 3-2 setup coming out from the Chiefs, 2 towards B and 3 over towards A. Pretty default basic setup. 2 CTs holding the top of mid there. Now Moe, you know he wants to go through that smoke. He has Pex in Boiler. Iron gets the info. Nice timing on the Molotov to slow down the push for the moment. Moe team flashed. And that one's going to backfire for Avant.
He's pulling the trigger a little bit too early there, Moe. And you can see that they're just trying to rework their approach. They do have good territory, though. They have kept Sydney Chiefs just back in the bomb sites there. There is a lone player just overwatching Pillar. But the rest of the team are just going to make that percentage play down there. They know they've got the number advantage going into the B bomb site by default every time. And they have no reason to be playing 3 here at the moment. So I'll just stack in their favour 2-1. They just need to trade out to get in.
Although here we go, Execute coming in, the rotate from APOC. Nice timing on that as well. Dizzy in dark, going to be taken down. Hazza, catching him off guard. Hazza finding one more through the smoke. APOC on the end of that one. Doom coming in here with Iron, who goes wide on his own. Doom posting on the Colonel. The Colonel. The popcorn. You know, get some popcorn. Bit of action happening here. Herbs up on the box. Is going to be taken down. Dance. Fighting in dark. Pre-fire coming up from Iron. It's going to be good. Pex finds himself the 2K, bringing it back to the 1v1. Now Iron has to push to try to get this. Bomb is going to be planted for Pex. But with 37 HP, he was hunting for that ace, but he couldn't get the final frag. Pex picks himself up a 3K and a 4th round for Avant.
What is it with Pex and 3v1s on B bomb sites on Inferno?
Mate, he's just a champion.
He knows.
It's his thing.
He's got the confidence, but that is a big round for Avant because what that does is that just resets, in some instances only softly, Sydney Chiefs economy. And this is an interesting play because they're going to go with the Pied Piper. Iron is the Pied Piper, and I want to see them actually following him around with that AWP. He's bought out of everybody else's... out of sync there just slightly. There was a Famous forced in by Doom, but Doom's actually copped a lot of grenade damage early on in the instance, and Iron is going to take this round. Palms, as Hazard does go down. Great job by Hazard last round too to open the B bomb side up, but he's now out of play here. And they'll be scratching their heads here, Melbourne Avant. They wouldn't have expected an AWP to be in play. Yeah,
aggression and timing there combining to allow Iron to pick up that early frag, you know. He's taken the risk, and it's definitely helped out Chiefs early on in the 6th round, although it looks like Avant, they are going to group up. Looking for these trades. Dizzy playing close. God Flash coming in will allow 1 frag. Pex gets the trade. Now it's all up to Doom to try to stay alive, but he's done a bad job of that. And it looks like we are going to see this bomb almost successfully planted. And Flicks coming in on the flank. Pex going to be spotting for it. Gets the spray down. He does survive with 32 HP. Flicks... not sure if he was ready for Pex to be at car there. Looks like Iron. The call's been made. He's going to be legging it away with the AWP. APOC playing close with the P250, looking to upgrade, going into the 7th round, trying to buff that economy for the Chiefs.
Iron's just left him high and dry.
Yeah, he's like, mate, I'm out of here. What do you mean? Oh. Crosshair was good. There we are. APOC eventually finding that frag. Almost a second. The bomb explosion may actually take Herbs with him, although with 10 HP, the bottom of Banana, he does survive. Same is not going to be said for APOC there. And we do see Avant picking up a 5th round.
And a good round there from Avant. They actually managed to navigate the threat of that AWP bought out of sync quite well. It's still there, though. That's the thing. They have this looming threat that is that AWP of Iron. And, I mean, when I say a Pied Piper strategy, I love to see a single AWP being followed around by 4 other teammates. And just go from site to site. You can more often than not, find a pick with the AWP. You got 4 other players there as an insurance policy if it does go down. And he can effectively collect weapons as he goes through. So if he does make picks, he's got 4 players there, 4 teammates to take that AWP. But I very rarely see it. And a map like Inferno is actually a really good opportunity for teams to do that. But they're going to group up here with this A-bomb site.
The team as well. It is a team where you can do it. Doom, main AWPer, Dizzy, main AWPer. They have the numbers. They just need to get it into everyone's hands. Iron with the re-pick, only on 2 HP. Somehow finding the frag there onto Hazard. Herbs falls as well as Dance. APOC holding with just the USP. Pex eventually gets that trade, but the damage has been done. And now Iron and Dizzy in a 2v2. Looking to go for the retake, looking to pick up the round. Now, Dizzy doesn't have armor either, but he has managed to pick up an AK for the retake, looking to come in from Carps. Moe will be posted here on the stairs. Oh, he might not spot this as Dizzy goes for the crouch peek. Moe gets the flick, will take Dizzy down, and it's all up to Iron with only 2 HP. It looks like he is just going to stay sneaky, make his way away, and look to save the AWP going into the 8th.
And again, they keep that AWP in play. So in that regard, Chiefs have done a good job in these rounds where they've managed to bring it down to 1vX scenarios. And they've done a lot of damage in that instance, as Pex would be able to survive here, but Iron again is going to take that AWP. And, I mean, I'd be keen to see him potentially give it to someone like Dizzy. We know Dizzy's quite a proficient AWPer. And, as you said, even Doom as well. So they've got options. And it does get transferred across there, so they're going to keep that in play. And I'm keen to see where Dizzy goes with this, because they have looked threatening. In rounds where they haven't had an advantage in terms of weaponry or economy, they've been able to keep Melbourne Avant really honest. And you can see by the economy of Melbourne Avant, there are 3 members there that if this round goes pear-shaped, they cannot buy in the next round.
What do you think APOC keeps in his beard?
All of the secrets to Counter-Strike by the looks of it.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's why he's such a gamer. Anyway, wallbang. Surely Dizzy. There you go. Take a risk. Doesn't want to take the shot. Although he eventually does. No damage going to come out there for Chiefs just yet. Dizzy, too sharp, takes down Herbs, gets that trade, bringing it back to a 3v3. Tazzle finds one, trade coming out, Dizzy, too sharp with the orb. Whips that one, only just. Dan's bringing it back to a 2v2, and now the bomb is down in a rough position. But Dan's will just hide with the AWP for the moment, although fully blind. I think he actually blinded himself as he tried to cross to New Box. Now it's all up to Moe to try to clutch this one out for Avant. Yeah, Chiefs, it's looking good for them to find a second. Nice Molotov, although Iron on the right side of it will get aggressive. Moe turns around at just the wrong moment. Iron out-times the experienced gamer, and we do see the Chiefs double their rounds.
And as I was about to say, that bomb is down in such an awkward position as well. Dan did some good work in getting into that bomb site, but the retake there from Sydney Chiefs, they were there with numbers ready to go, and this momentary pause coming in. Not really surprised to, I guess it is a tactical one from Avant, so they just want to rework things as well. And as I said, the scenario's worked out where if they didn't win that round, 3 members didn't have enough money to buy into that next round securely. So this is what they're just talking out, what they're going to do in this round. Are they going to change the tempo? Are they going to mix things up a little bit? Moe's pulling the strings here, and you can do a lot of damage to a CT side economy. Let's remember that we're looking across the board here for Sydney Chiefs. Their economy's not shored up either. So it's a round where you can buy in, namely off the back of the players that do have some economy here, distribute some weapons, really do some damage if they target one of these bomb sites correctly. I mean, it's really only Iron that has decent economy, and APOC as well. And they know that Iron has been playing towards that A-bomb side. In fact, it's actually Flix and Doom that are struggling a little bit too with some frags. They might just opt to target them, knowing that they haven't been as effective as they want to be.
So it looks like Avant, they've actually decided to go for the buy. 3 AKs, 1 P250, Hazard on the Deagle, and a decent amount of utility to work with as well. So we may see a bit of a hero play, see if Pex or Herbs can potentially open up a site here, and then Hazard and Dans will pick up the weapons and try to use the rifles if their teammates aren't successful. Anyway, early nade coming out. Not going to do any damage. Avant dodging those early HEs, but it looks like they're going to be going for this apartment's control. Flix, nice smoke to hold down Carps. Crossfire on the top of mid. Iron will be looking into Boiler. Flash from Pex. And a nice smoke for Archers, although nice timing on the Molotov. Once again, we've seen this before, except it was Moe pushing through and being team flashed. But he's nowhere to be seen, so looks like it won't happen this time.
Great flash, though.
Flashing the right team this time. Anyway, APOC almost finding that one through the smoke. Herbs and Pex getting the entries here, and Flix will hold. Finds one on the Pex, but Hazard too sharp with the Deagle. Gets the trade and picks up his teammate's AK, as we were talking about before. Now Doom not going to check his corners there, looking the wrong direction. Moe takes advantage of that, takes him down. And it's all up to Dizzy in the 1v4. Looks like he will just try to go for some exits. He will be trying to save here.
This is the worst scenario here for Chiefs in that regard. If Dizzy actually goes down here, it worsens, but they've been reset in that regard. I mean, I feel like this AWP has lived forever. It came into play in like the 3rd round, 4th round.
Is it the same AWP?
Yeah.
What do you know?
It's an eternal AWP, and it hasn't been taken out of Chiefs' hands just yet, but this is another round win for Melbourne Avant, and just racking them up, so doing a really good job. If they had any nerves, they should be gone by now. They've got themselves into a favourable position on the T side already, and as I said, this is where you look to Avant. If this is their map pick, this is their full array of strategy that they're utilising right now.
Well, you know, the force buy was a good call in the end.
Yeah, well, I knew that the city economy was also on the precipice as well. So they had that read on their opposition, and it worked out.
I think they're aware that the AWP's still alive. Looks like Dizzy's going to be going for the early peek at mid. Can't connect any bullets, as Avant decided not to show themselves, although I am playing close with the Mag 7. Not going to be checked. He will find himself in 2K, looking for a third as he goes for the jump shot. Spins around, flashes himself out. Will allow Moe to regain control of that bomb. But Flix can't find that one. Dans evening it up at 3 gamers aside. Now Dizzy, nice angle to find himself a first frag for the round. Iron re-aggressing with the God Flash. Over towards the top of Banana, going straight through! Oh, the flash! No, caught with his knife out. Iron a little bit too confident there, and he will be punished for that. Now,
I don't know
Apoc.
why they need to push it.
Yeah, that was odd. I think they just thought that Avant went for the rotate. Maybe a bad bit of communication or something, I'm not sure. Although that is a bad smoke. This is good for Apoc. But not when Avant goes to the other side. We do see Dizzy. He's on the rotate over towards Archers, and this will actually allow Avant to potentially get the bomb plant. Although timing will eventually favour Dizzy, but the bomb's made its way up Diggity already. And Dizzy spots out Moe. Doesn't quite hit the wall. He did hit the wall bang. It was only for 17 HP, but nutty little shot there from Dizzy. Now Moe in the 1v2. Looks like he will be trying to get aggressive. Nice angle here. Going to be held nice and close. The Chiefs with the double peak. It will be successful. CZ too strong. Apoc picking up the CZ. Oh no, don't worry. He picked up the AK after he got the frag down.
Apoc just doing Apoc things.
Just Apoc. Well, you know, it was a good call. Peak together, you know, teamwork.
Yeah, and this is Iron just holding things down here into Banana. And he just was an ever-present threat. Now, he got reflashed to that smoke later on in the piece. And I don't think he expected to be in such a favourable position. Like, it was just, you know, when everybody awkwardly runs into each other at the mall, it's like, oh, I didn't know you were here.
Imagine if he had the swag 7 now. That would have been a 4K.
Yeah,
that would have been both flashed.
Would have been some dank bank there for him.
I thought he was actually going to go for the knife in that scenario. He was only a couple of meters away. Oof.
Well, those knives have some pretty gnarly ranges on them.
They do.
Stretch Armstrong out and shank from afar.
Has it somehow not surviving. I was going to say surviving. But here we are. Herbs with the CZ. Finds one. Has to go for the reload. Apoc re-peeking. And does get that trade. Bringing it back to a 3v2. But the bomb is still in the hands of Avant. Pex and Moe both with AKs. So Avant are still definitely in this round. We'll see how the Chiefs play it. 2 over towards A for the moment. And Apoc with 60 HP solo on the B side. Now Moe, not going to wait for his teammate. Just slowly getting some good timing as he works his way in. Clearing those angles. Nice bit of isolation. But Apoc just going to show some discipline. Holding the cross to the side. Here we are. The flank is going to be coming in from Iron, who's made his way all the way down mid. Chiefs have the read. Apoc standing in the Molotov. Somehow survives. Yeah, whatever. Moe picks himself up a consolation frag. Iron takes down Pex. And we do see the Chiefs find a 4th round.
Just got a little bit too close there in the end, didn't he? Didn't recognise the spread because the spread of the Molotov doesn't always sit within the decal range there. But maybe they need a new approach of strategy here. I think the crowd's actually potentially looking at some strategy too.
The crowd is.
Crowd strategy is real. Let me assure you that.
I love how involved the crowd is here. It's great to see. Nice and loud. Just how we like it, Jim. Anyway, here we are. Apoc going to be getting the first pick of the round. Hazza. Tried to get a bit too aggressive. Caught out in the open. And here we are. Iron playing close, finding Moe. Beautiful crosshair placement to pick up the headshot. Apoc finding yet another onto Herbs. And it's all up to Dance and Pex, who looks like they can't do too much. Flix will survive with 29 HP, but Dizzy has his teammates back as Pex got a bit of tunnel vision, tried to find the angle.
See? Strategy.
There you go. Knife him for Reddit. I agree. Let's go.
What if you do all of those strats in one go? There's Apoc going down. So what happens if you do use a Nova to snipe them while rushing B and then pull out the knife?
Well, you know, it's
You
the
clip
combo.
it for Reddit.
They call it the Gfin combo, and it's pretty cheap. It's like $5 on the menu. I think you get a free water with
It's
it.
up there with the All-Star box.
Yeah, a couple of dares.
And speaking of combos, combination of grenades to take control of Banana. Both these two teams really placing emphasis on it here as Doom takes that engagement, does go down. 1-for-1 trade here, but that reflash coming in from Flix. Spray control to match the best of them as the frags are flying thick and fast, just like your moustache, Mac.
Hey, it's not too fast, mate. I'm a slow man in my young age. I'd say old, but I can't really talk. Not around you, mate. Anyway, here we are. Pex in the 1v4.
Mate.
No,
We're not all 6 foot under.
I'm not yet. It's fine. I'm still here. Anyway, Pex going to be working the angles. Apoc gets his head taken off, and now in the 1v3 over on the B side, Pex actually wins these. We've seen it before, so
True.
We'll see what he can do. May have left the bomb plan a little too long, although Chiefs, they've seen him win these, so they're not going to get too aggressive just yet. They will wait for the flank to come in from Dizzy, who has a bit of PTSD, expecting Pex to be close to the car there, although Flick's rotating in through Con, has Iron backing him up. Coming in from CT. Pex turns around at the right moment, spots the shadow, and he will get the pre-fire, looking for a bit more, although Iron too sharp. The man, the gamer, the retake king here for Chiefs. Gets that defuse, gets the final frag, and the Chiefs pick up a 6th round, only one behind Avant, looking to even it up.
And he actually keeps the numbers of CTs relatively thin in that round too. But I mean, again, this banana presence from Chiefs is just really playing havoc on what Avant want to do. So the economy is not too bad, actually. I actually thought it was much worse, to be honest, from Chiefs. But you could see that Avant are able to buy into this here. Probably not with the full array of utility they want to, but they'll just tweak the strategy based on that. So expect a slower split pick approach here, as they are going to work off some info as Flicks gets aggressive there. Does get taken out, but APOC, you can't stop him.
Ooh, can't stop the POC. Oh, here we go. Finds the angle, finds one of the Moe, will fall back for the moment. There is a T in Boiler, although Pex, nice timing to make it his way up. Diggity, the bomb has been left at the top of mid. APOC may spot this. Catching Pex with some utility out. Doom taking down Dan's as well. And we see the Chiefs tying it up. 7 rounds each.
Tick-tock on the POC is all about timing. And he gets it right every time.
Don't stop.
Yep. Avant now. If they can wrestle this last round off the half, for them it's been fantastic. Chiefs, on the other hand, have had to fight their way back into it. They were down by quite some margin early on in the piece, and the tide has just turned ever so slightly in favour of Melbourne Avant. So, tense last round, because it will lead into the second half of both these two teams, and this is only map 1 in its best of 3 series. This is Avant's pick, and they need to make the most of it.
Oh, Dizzy, the timing just saving him there. Avant looking like they wanted to get aggressive into apartments, but Dizzy will fall off just in time. Almost hits the shot. That actually does get Moe. Tags him down to 86 HP, similar to what we saw earlier on that retake. Flicks holding strong. Takes Moe down. Gives Chiefs the man advantage. Flicks with the peak. Will find one. Cross is going to be held, but on the re-peak, Herbs was ready for it with the Galil. And Dizzy whips the shot. Iron picking up a 2K. Herbs gets the trade, but APOC on the refrag finishes off the half strong, and Chiefs actually have the lead going into the second half.
Yeah, look, it was a hard-fought battle too in that regard, because Avant controlled that match so far in the first half from, I guess, the early stages, but Chiefs started to really overpower them there in the back end in this arm wrestle. Now, we knew this was going to be a close contest if Avant were really going to take it to Chiefs. It wasn't going to be easy for them, but I think they've done themselves enough here to, move on to that CT side and really work with it.
Do you think it's going to be a 2-0 or a 2-1?
Look, I actually think this is going to go to the 3 maps, but it's going to be... I have predicted Chiefs, but don't discount Avant, particularly if they're going to play like this, guys. Don't go anywhere. The second half of this match is coming up very, very shortly in the semi-finals of the Gfinity Elite Series. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Gfinity Elite Series here. This is Melbourne Avant up against Sydney Chiefs, and it's been a to-and-fro battle so far on Inferno. It's the first map, Avant's pick. How do you feel as though Avant have gone so far?
They've been doing great. They started off, they came out of the gates really hard and fast, and Dick Stacey, but I think Chiefs are going to come back. I feel like they've got the T side that can win it. Avant, I just don't know if they've got the CT side. I swear we've seen them have very rough CT sides in the previous weeks, so we'll see what Pex can do. He is the king of B-site, and we'll see if he is going to be strong enough to hold here today. He's had a good couple of rounds so far. Let's see if he can keep it up. Anyway, looks like going in to the second pistol round of the map. Doom's going to be on the double flash, playing that support role. Iron with a smoke, and then the rest with that body armor. And on the CTs, Dan's in the support role with a smoke and the defuse kit. I heard
Slow approach.
he's got a clue.
That's it. Has that diffuser. And let's just see if this comes into play. Early stack coming out from Melbourne Avant towards that B bomb site, but the rotation is actually coming back towards A right now. That Smoke is going to do a really good job of just splitting the channel here. And if they just cut off the rotation from Mini Pit. Oh, Dan's doesn't need to see to do damage here as he does find one. Mo finds another. And they're just picking apart this Diggity Rush as now. They have that awkward positioning here, stuck in the middle of nowhere. And Moe takes a few caps, as well as Hazza. And they make it look so easy. Melbourne Avant, that's a pistol they needed to get themselves back on the right track.
The key part of that hold was that Moe stayed alive in apartments then. If he got taken down, then the guy in Graveyard would have been completely taken out. Bomb site would have been Chiefs, but Moe stayed alive, he got himself the pick, and then almost another 2. As he go for the repeat. He had to get the reload off, so Dan's was in a bit of a rough spot. There we are, Dizzy. There we are. He's out. Had to get the reload. Will find himself a second and the final frag of the round 2. So,
whoa, Moe.
Yeah, beautiful hold there from Moe. Experienced gamer. Coming out of the gates here in the second half. That's the 3rd time I've said that.
How many times can you come out of the gates?
I don't know. You can do it every round, technically. So,
if there's a gate, that is.
Yeah, there's plenty of gates. Look, there's one right in front of T-Spawn there. See, Iron's looking at it. He wants to get through it.
I like the way you're trying to negate the fact that there's not that many gates on the map.
There's heaps. I see one so far. It's good.
This is a really gated conversation. It's not really going too far, is it?
No. Anyway, we did have someone drop from the server, but they are back in. Technical pause is still here, so not sure what we're waiting for now. But
now, CT side, important that they do navigate this round because we do see Chiefs buying into this. So for Avant, this is always that conundrum that cities find themselves in. Do they spend enough money on the CT side in the second round to buy utility or buy better weaponry? It's that, what do we go for? You need to invest so much as a CT to ensure that you win these anti-force rounds. And it's not easy because often, you're left with a weapon that is not a fantastic rate of fire. It doesn't do a lot of damage in these instances, particularly against armoured opponents. And when they're coming at you at 1,000,000 miles an hour, it's not easy to predict. But on the other side of things, do you go for the worst weaponry but go for the utility? Because a lot of the times I find in these sorts of rounds, teams with utility often get caught out with that utility in their hand.
Sometimes. It depends on how the Ts decide to play it. They could obviously go for those smoke pushes and try to catch people off guard, but obviously it's dangerous. It depends on how the CTs holds it. It's that kind of thing where aggressive teams will sometimes take down teams that use a lot of util because they do catch them with the smokes out. And then obviously the defensive teams that just keep their guns out the whole time ready for the pushes can obviously have a strong CT side as well, but may not be as good on the T side.
Well, I too like to live dangerously. And let's just see how dangerously the second round of the second half goes for Melbourne Avant. As we do see Chiefs now, just a faster approach into second here. Just taking territory with these pistols, see if they can catch anybody getting too aggressive without the support of their teammates, because that often does happen in anti-eco rounds, particularly when confidence is running high. Doom takes some damage early on, but has to be careful here, Herbs, as they are contending with Desert Eagles.
Oh, Flicks takes a bit of damage, down to 47 HP as well. Not sure what happened there. Did he peek Banana? I'm not sure. Anyway, point is, he took damage. It was probably Herbs shooting through the smoke. Just like we saw there, Flash coming out towards Diggity, but Iron decides not to go for the peek. He will just hold. Well, their pecs. Good crosshair placement. Looking straight at Dizzy's head through the wall there.
Very, very slow grouped approach here from Chiefs. So just look for them to explode onto this bomb site. We said they're an explosive side, and this is really going to be a testament to that because they're grouped up here. A lot of onus on these A-site defenders.
And Moe, he's got the info, knows that he could be pushed in just a moment, doesn't want to open up his back towards apartments, so he will make his way to the A-site. Chiefs given that map control, but they're not going to take it. Hazza holding archers, but he doesn't need to. It's all up to Herbs to hold, and he's done a bad job of it. Apop taking him down there, but Hazza solo, no trades coming out there. Now the CTs have to decide if they want to go for this one. Doom's managed to pick up the M4A4 and APOC on the MP7 as well. After doing all the work here this round so far for the Chiefs. And now the CTs of Avant are actually going to decide to save.
Well, they don't have any utility to retake. They actually used all their utility, stopping an A-site rush that never came. And I mean, I swear APOC doesn't have a standard issue P250. I swear he's got something else, because that thing is an absolute weapon.
One with accuracy.
Like, it's not standard issue. I don't know what he's done to it, but... Moe?
Oh, surely that was a knife, Moe. Come on.
Actually regains the M4 too, so important that he holds that.
Here we are, Dan's catching Iron off guard, not ready for the bike boost, and Pex finds that one. Dan's a double as well as he finds APOC. And decent damage towards the end of that round there.
This is that non-standard issue APOC P250. Like, look at this, he just goes on an absolute tear. I'm sorry, but that's not standard issue.
Yeah, usually
that's ridiculous.
People have to pull down slightly when they spam their P250s, but APOC, you know, he doesn't have to.
That's it. TikTok on the POC. The party does not stop. And I'm just going to keep going with that until I drop.
Oh, look at that, Moe. Hated your pun, decided to give us some action to move away from the song. Good job, Moe.
It's affirmative action too. I like it.
Anyway, APOC going to be holding, waiting for Avant to reaggress. But with that smoke, you can't see anything just yet. We'll fall back, get the reload off, filling the clip up with 4 more bullets. Avant, they're not really taking the map control. Just keeping the 3-man stack on the B site, looking for the gamble here. We have seen Herbs, he's boosted up Moe, who's only got the 8 HP. I think he's on top of Newbox. Can't really tell from here right now. But Iron, he's making a bit of noise at the top of mid, hoping to draw a rotate back from Avant. Now Flix will be regaining the map control at top banana, which Avant didn't regress on.
Now, it's not going to be of consequence too, but that A-bomb site hold is a very difficult one to make. But they're going to hit this B-bomb site here with some gusto. And they've got 3 members here. But APOC makes it look like absolutely light defense, but Moe's just going to time it really well.
Oh! 15 HP versus 8 HP. Who wins here? UMP. Moe wants to go for the repeat. APOC still posting. But Moe playing this so effectively. Just hiding that new box, waiting for his teammates to rotate in. With 10 seconds remaining, there is no way for APOC to win this round unless he goes absolutely insane. But Pex will be up on the bench there, posting, hits the headshot, takes down APOC, and wins a 9th round for Avant Gaming.
And Moe just feeling the occasion, a bit of Saturday Night Fever, staying alive in what was a very, very testing situation. He played it really well. And this double here really set him up, and somehow he ended up with a UMP in that round.
Yep.
But I think he just picked it up in terms of low ammo. But he actually did a really good job of just delaying things for his teammates to come in for that rotate.
Yeah, he had the low HP, so I think he swapped it with his teammate. And then, you know, the bait play sometimes isn't that effective, but after getting the 2K on the B site, Chiefs just decided not to clear everything, didn't check their corners, tried to get that bomb plan, and they got punished for it.
Well, yeah, typically you only expect 2 to be there, not 3 as Avant had. But now they're just going to farm it a little bit, use those SMGs. They know that the money's quite low. Pex is playing a very aggressive position, solo sort of there at Diggity, just hoping to do exactly what he's done and just farm some more money for the team. But now just slowing things down. Avant, they don't need to push on these sorts of rounds, and that's exactly what they're not doing. They're not pushing at all, holding strong and just making sure they've got strength in numbers.
So what do you think the Chiefs need to do this round to try to catch Avant off?
To be honest, it's very, very difficult to dislodge Chiefs, Melbourne Avant from these positions that they're in at the moment. If they can maybe isolate someone at either Diggity there or Arch, which is going to be very difficult. They're going to win this, and that's one way of isolating to take the cap off your opposition. But Dan's is still here in the pit, so it's still a very difficult bomb site to take.
Dan's doing a great job from the pit, picking up 2K. Bomb goes down. Iron tries to get the trade. Crosshair placement was good, but a bit of inaccuracy with the movement there and the deagle. Avant take the lead again, 10-9. But the Chiefs, they did a decent amount of damage. Saw a glimmer of hope for a moment. His entries at the top of mid were dirty. Just that's all you can say. Iron sat in the Molotov, hit his shot.
That's all it needs to be said.
Woof, woof.
Rest inside the flames, he says. And again, the contest for Banana rages on here as Chiefs. They're just beating Avant right now. Dizzy is eventually victorious here as he will go onto the B bomb site. He might be able to cross here. Opts to take the duel, but should just go for that bomb plant instead. A well-placed grenade might be able to stop him, but he does the duty, and he's under some pressure now.
Oh, and that Molotov going to force him out into the open. Moe ready for the jump up onto the coffins. Hits him with the MP9. Finds a $600 frag. Gets that AK out of his hand as well. And he gets the free upgrade.
And
this
contest at top Banana here, it rages on. Like, both these two teams are placing really high emphasis on control of Banana, because obviously for CT side it means that they have a clear answer to where their opposition are going, but for the T side it's a really good staging area and just really a barrier of information that the CTs cannot get. And taking a lot of damage in the early instance there, Doom. Cops 2 grenades.
You hate to see it.
It's the price you pay if you push Banana early. And I mean, the temptation's always there from that T side as well. You don't have to work Banana early on in the piece. It's when there's no presence in Banana late in the round, that's when things become obvious.
Nice Molotov there. Although Doom does reveal his location. And is there a Molotov on Hazard? No, they have no mollies or damage grenades over towards the B side, but Hazard will find Doom regardless. Hitting the unnecessary headshot, but just showing his prowess, his skill, his raw aim. Now, looks like the Chiefs, they're going to give up that Banana control. Avant, they know they've got it, and we may just see a rotate coming out from Hazard all the way to A. Flicks, showing presence, getting the pick on to Moe there. But the wrap's coming out, and Dan's, he's going to be posted, but the smoke from the T's, and a nicely placed Molotov going to force Dan out behind default. 9 will be taking him down through the barrels there. Now Peck's going to be trying to hold from the back of sight. We'll find one, but the trade comes out. Dizzy with the AWP hitting a nice headshot. Now Hazard trying to find something, but he couldn't get the angle.
Just drawn out into the open too as well, Hazard. Unfortunately picked off, but on Herbs now. Still looks interested in going for it. Might be some incentive here as well, but not really too much at his disposal in terms of utility either. He just has to hope that Sydney Chiefs wander out of this bomb site without intent and just mosey their way through, but he's not really in a position to go anything.
Oh, the timing just not going in his favour.
Not even the exit frags were going to go his way, unfortunately. So Melbourne Avant find themselves in a situation where they can buy quite comfortably. Their money's quite good. Just distribute the funds across the rest of the team. And Sydney Chiefs now can fight their way back into this. They just need to break that CT economy.
Yeah,
it's not going to happen next round, though.
Chiefs economy as well. If we did see those exits come out, their economy would have been in shambles. It's quite good. They should be able to buy even if they do lose another round. So going into the 22nd Avant, they've still got the lead by 1 round, but he's going to go for the peak at top mid. But Dizzy was ready. The Predator.
Used to be able to do the Predator noise. Don't know if I could do it anymore.
I can't even remember what it is.
So it sounds like a crow. You know how crows have that weird noise that they make from time to time?
What, a chirp?
No.
A squawk?
I'll show you later, off camera.
Yeah, right. That doesn't sound like fun. Content, Jim, content. Anyway, back into the game. We do see the Chiefs taking the A site. Bomb going to be planted successfully. Hazard, Pex and Herbs all going to be saving over towards the top of Banana and the B site here.
Not a lot on offer for Avant in this round, is there? Once that A bomb site's compromised, the B guys, they have to turtle up.
Yep.
There's not a lot they can do. They lose that duel in mid, and A bomb sites becomes really difficult to hold. Now, sometimes when you do see A bomb site compromised, it's a sharp headshot from A pocket. The second as well, he does, but they will try and turtle up in that pit as they do find Pex as well. So they're doing a good job of thinning the economy. They should be able to buy into this round here, Avant, despite that. But, oh no, actually, it's really turned against them. So that was why they were going for that. Now, for Avant, there wasn't a lot of options. As soon as they lost that pick, that A bomb site is really difficult to hold when you've got players inside the site. That's why more than often you will actually see teams as soon as they lose that player that would typically play Arch, they tend to go, okay, well, we've surrendered control of Arch. Let's play 2 in the pit. Two in the pit is actually really difficult to dismantle.
Yeah.
Because you can cover a lot of angles. You've got a lot of areas to hide in. And makes things very, very difficult here. But just an anti-eco round coming out from Chiefs here. They've sent Flicks in with that SMG just to investigate, look for stacks, get that information, find out where the numbers are. But at the moment, doesn't really need a lot of assistance either, but Dizzy just making sure that things are held quite well, and Flicks and Iron doing a good job of just making sure that nobody's getting caught off guard.
Well, there you go. The detective has detected the B side is empty. And that we should be seeing the bomb go down in a second. Flash coming out towards Conflicts, pushing, clears that, gets the map control, and Pex will just be hiding behind the pillar there. Surely his gun will be spotted. No. Short barrel. Has he taken the... Oh, he was looking at the wall, the sneaky little boy. Now Moe hiding behind the flower pot. But the grass was not strong enough to help him survive. And Chiefs, they take the lead, 12-11. Doing a great job there on the anti-eco.
I'm going to mow in, I'm going to peek behind my mow.
Look at that, the economy, which was almost in a terrible position, has been buffed.
It has been, but in that regard, they're just taking that loss bonus into account and making sure the weapons across the board are there. They've obviously prioritised utility over everything else in instance of Pex and Hazard, just making sure that they're playing those roles where utility is super... Flicks! Just goes into turret mode, deploys, Herbs fires back with 2. The battle for Banana, I tell you what, it's the most interesting contest at the moment. These two teams are just going hell for bent on taking control of Banana, and they're fighting for it like it's a bomb site.
Well, Herbs, oh, look at this, the timing, allowing him to survive as he does cross back. Expecting the Molotov to come as well. With only 30 HP, he would have been in a very rough position. Moe, though, holding the flank as Iron falls. Moe's only got 19 HP, so it's still looking like Chiefs can easily win this round. They just have to connect the shots. Now, APOC, the man, he somehow dodges so many bullets, but with 49 HP.
Funnily enough, this position Herbs is in is what we referred to as Predator.
Really?
Yeah.
Never heard of that. Is it because he's in the water?
Yeah.
Yep. There you go.
It's just a really eerie, particularly on the old Inferno, just a really eerie ambient sound sitting in that position.
Yep. Just like the dripping, like you're in a rainforest. Here we are, APOC. He's actually taking control of the AWP here. Crab walking, waiting for a jiggle, looking for the info, clearing everything. But Moe actually has an angle on the edge of the smoke there. Will utilise it to take down Dizzy. Herbs finds APOC, gets the AWP out of his hand, saves it to pass it off. And Avant, they're still in at 12 apiece.
And this is that the double frag coming out from Herbs here as well. If he doesn't make that, and they do get the trade onto him, that's that bomb site open. So a completely different round. Important he stayed alive there. Maintained number advantage for Avant as well. So whilst they were low on HP, the fact that you're still up against 4 opposition is still a daunting task.
Doom on the crab walk there. Was he spraying or was he just trying to find the angle? Because he was just like poking his butt around the corner and it...
I don't know, but the floor is lava in Banana, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it was until the smokes came out.
Pretty sure everybody played that game as a kid.
Floor is lava. Mate, I still play it. Not right now, though. I've got a headset on. Actually, I'm not on the floor, so I've got nothing to worry about. Anyway, we are going to see the Chiefs taking that Carps control early. This will get them to rotate. Iron actually getting the entry. On to Pex on the A side. Now Moe whips the flick. Doom too sharp there with the AK to land the one tap.
Doom, the smoke criminal.
Daddy Doom, he's home. Back here on the A site. Here we are. Lots of util going to be used by Iron. But Chiefs, they're just going to hold. Wait for the rotates in. And there you go. Iron ready for that one. Iron going to be spotted. Dan still in pit. Doom goes down. Can't find a second though. Iron gets that trade. And the bomb will be coming in with 30 seconds remaining. Plenty of time to secure the plant. Now, Herbs last alive. They know that he plays Banana. They were expecting some aggression, which did come out. But Herbs looking like he is going to try to save the M4. Timing just favouring him to make his way back to the B site. But APOC, he's just such a gamer. He's going to pick this frag up. Watch.
It can't be stopped. That's it. I'm sorry, that's the end of the narrative. But Herbs, this is going to be the tensest few seconds of his life. I think there's only about 15 seconds left, if that.
He's in quite an off angle here. It's a spot you would hold if you knew you were going to be flanked through con from CT, or like CTs were going for a retake. But is Herbs going to be looking the right direction this time? He will. He takes down APOC and could potentially upgrade to the AK, but he will just opt to try to stay alive. Fortunately, at the right set of sandbags, dodges the wallbang from Iron there. And Chiefs, they're in the lead again, 13 for 12. First map, taking it all the way.
Yeah, this one's going right down to the wire as well. Now, Chiefs last week against Order played in that overtime, but probably didn't picture themselves in an overtime against Avant come the semi-finals. So, Avant need to make sure that they navigate these next few rounds very, very carefully. This round itself is an eco round, but just Herbs retaining that M4 means that things could get a little bit spicy if Chiefs don't take proper care here. And they are taking control of Banana. That smoke is just going to allow them to sit in very difficult positions to dislodge. But, I mean, Iron's already done some damage over towards the A-bomb site here. Doom is just holding things down at Banana, but he knows that someone's pushed up potentially. That Molotov's just keeping his teammate at bay. Hazza draws the fire, and they've done a good job so far, Avant, of just making sure a few weapons are out of play now. Back to a 2 versus 4. Still very winnable for Chiefs, though, and they are grouped up. So this is back to a 2 versus 2 on any bomb site that they choose.
So Flix and APOC being the core members, they've got this chemistry that can still win them this round. Although, Avant, they are in little hidden positions. One in dark, one over towards a graveyard. APOC just waiting for some smoke pushes. Look at this, keeping the gun out, making sure he's not going to be caught off guard at all. But Flix somehow manages to find one onto Moe there. And now Hazza on the flank as well. Rotate coming in from Herbs through CT. But Hazza with the AK out. Is he going to get the fast flank? The bomb's almost made its way through Diggity onto site. Flicks around. Can't connect the bullets, though. And APOC going to be spotted as well. CZ from Dan's picking up a 2K for that round. He was actually the first to find the frag over at Carps early on, as I think he heard Iron running away. Got the good timing on the peak.
That's a big round win for Avant too. I mean, they got themselves around there where they had minimal investment. Herbs was the only one that retained an M4 from previous rounds, so they actually made it work really well. They took control of Banana, and once Doom tried to take that engagement, it was Hazza and Herbs working really well to just draw that crosshair away.
Bait and switch.
The bait and switch, it was played perfectly there, and that really allowed them an opening into the round, and things just fell their way towards the A-bomb site too. So Crossfire's working an absolute treat. It's back to equal pegging here, 13 apiece, both teams on a gun round, but super important round coming out here for Avant because they need to continue with this momentum.
Ooh, Banana control. Going to be almost given up. Moe will be boosted up onto the wall, and looks like he will be left solo. So Avant, the call must have been made to go and stack the A site. Chiefs, they have been showing a lot of presence over towards A this map so far. It looks like we're going to see it once again. Iron, given flank duty. Herbs tries to connect some bullets. He will survive after getting the info, making Chiefs go loud. They've unleashed on the triggers, but Pex and Dans with the 2-man stack in pit. This could be hard to break if the Chiefs do commit to the A site here.
Moe locking it down at Banana too, so he's got the info now.
Has a nice position, finds one, almost a second. Dizzy will get the trade, but he is only on 12 HP, and now the wrap may come out, although Dizzy actually just going to be going around through library. APOC making some progression through Diggity. Util going to be used. Chiefs still committing to the A site with 20 seconds remaining. Dizzy and APOC both going to find frags though, but they are unaware that Dance is still alive. Dance showing some trigger control, discipline. Although the trade comes out, Flick's going to be taking down Dance, and now it's all up to Moe in the 1v2 with an AWP against Flicks and APOC. The two men which seem to continue to be last alive for the Chiefs.
Yeah, they make that work as well. They found those frags and switched things on its head entirely. And Dan's did a good job of staying alive, but he needs to stay alive maybe just a little bit longer. He didn't need to take that second engagement without his teammate present. It puts Moe in a precarious position. He will get stepped on. And Flicks will take him down, and Avant, I don't think that's the way they wanted the pendulum to swing, because CT side economy is going to be all over the shop.
I think Moe was just being a bit too loud there on the retake, jumping around. They knew that he was probably AWPing. I think they heard him go for the scope in. And as he ran away, Flicks, utilised the timing, dropped in through the smoke, caught him off guard, and, that's how the round played out. Anyway, we are going to see Melbourne taking a tactical timeout, talking it through, having a drink.
And I mean, in terms of what they've been doing right, when they were taking control of Banana, they were making sure that Chiefs were funneled into position. The bait and switch obviously was on that one round for the eco, but if they can adapt that into something that works on their buy round as well. Now, they don't need to contest Banana as early as they have been, though. Maybe they go for some late information plays in Banana just to try and vary it that way. Both the two teams are really battling early on in the piece for Banana control. And it goes both ways. It really is a bit of a swing and a miss sometimes in terms of who has the better spawn as to who's doing the most damage with grenades. But, it's one of those things where, the City side don't need to be so aggressive all the time. They can go for late Banana control. Late Banana control, I'd argue, is better than Banana control earlier in the round because Banana control earlier in the round is very difficult to maintain for the entire round because your smokes eventually run out, your utility eventually runs out, and eventually you're going to get picked apart and overwhelmed. So let's just see whether or not they can make those adjustments there. And they are going to force into this here, so Moe on that AWP, and look for him to just make some impact here. Doom on that SMG. So they're predicting potential eco here coming out from Melbourne Avant. At least in that instance, they're going for the bonus round, so hoping that if they're going to buy into this, they're not going to have head armor. That's where the SMG can be really effective.
Well, Apex, Hazard, and Dance, they all do have that helmet. They brought protection. They don't want to be taken down too early by Daddy Doom. And here we are, Moe. Left solo once again. Looks like Avant. They're trying to make the read. Although Dizzy was ready for the peak. But he's whiffed the shot, and Moe gets the better of him.
Do you think he was ready for the peak?
It looked like he took the shot. Anyway, APOC and Iron looking to take brackets control. Moe off angle here. Doom, he's managed to pick up the AWP, which Dizzy did drop. So he may actually prove effective this round. Herbs finds one, will fall back just in time. No trade coming out from the Chiefs just yet, although Iron caught in the open, but crosshair placement proving effective as Herbs gets his head taken off. Now Iron's looking for more. Hazard going to be taken down. He was quite low already. And with this disruption, we are going to see Moe actually drawn back towards CT. His position is going to be revealed as he takes that shot, which tags Iron down to 38 HP, but the bomb going to be making its way onto site. Smoke! Not going to be enough. Moe goes straight through, stops the bomb from going down. And it is going to be on the ground at Coffin, sorry. I almost called it Spools. And Moe finding one more onto Iron. 3K for the round so far. Now it's all up to Daddy Doom. He's got the AWP in hand. His main weapon, which we haven't actually got a chance to see him use too much. There we are. That's why he's an AWPer. Finds one onto Pex. Will swap to the AK. Picks up the bomb as well. Now with 2 seconds to try to get this one down. Flank has come in from Dans. There was no way for Doom to win that round. He had a good crack at it, though.
He gave it a good crack. And, Iron here does a really good job of just creating a disruption. That bait and switch is working for Avant and Library, but Iron single-handedly dismantles that crossfire set up by Hazard and Herbs again, that 1-2 punch combo that's been working so well. It worked well in Banana. Worked well in the first instance to get a frag, and Herbs was able to bail out. But other than that, Iron really punished them because during that moment of confusion, he was able to push up and really, really put pressure on them. Now, a tactical timeout coming out from Avant. They are allowed 3, I believe, in the entirety of the match. So this is it for them in that sense. So it's right down to the wire. 14-14. It doesn't get any closer in that instance, and they know that potentially from Chiefs' perspective, if they do buy into this, like they're going to have 2 pretty average buys coming out for the rest of the half. Whereas if they only go into it with pistols to where they can afford it, expect a gun round coming out after they after they navigate the next round. Nothing's given in CS:GO, that's for sure.
We have seen both teams this game, winning those pistol rounds as well, catching the other teams off guard and just connecting those shots. It's just who's feeling it in that round. They're showing that skill. Although we are going to have a look at the scoreboard quickly. Iron dropping the 30 bomb.
Ooh, that's tasty.
Yeah, showing what he can do here for the Chiefs. We are live once again. Let's see what Avant discussed. Let's see what they decided on. 3-man stack early towards B. And the Chiefs, they're going to take full control of apartments. Potentially, you might see them doing what they did the other round. Taking that brackets control and just holding for a moment to get picks onto the A site. Pex, if he goes for a peek here, he could find himself on the end of a deagle, but Dan's actually spots the drop. Go. Apoc and Flix getting the frags. Oops, one's one onto Doom, but the retake looks like it might come out quite quickly. Flix at default here. One in pit, one site and graveyard for the Chiefs. Now Avant, they want to go for this one. It might actually be smarter to save and go for overtime, which looks like is going to be the call.
Yep, look, they can do more damage in the next round. They don't actually have a lot of utility to work with. They've got a single flash on Hazard, and that's not always going to work out for you in a retake situation, particularly when you've got to dismantle potentially 2 crossfires or 2 sets of crossfires with 4 players remaining. So, I mean, all they're leaving now in that A-bomb side is a chicken. So,
well, look at this. You were saying that the Chiefs were going to have a rough buy in the next 2 rounds. They've saved 4 weapons, Jim.
They had it. They got away with it.
Well, they've saved 3 weapons, Jim.
Even better.
Iron just went and died to the bomb. He only lost the ump, but he did lose that body armor as well. So that could come and hurt them, although looks like he can be easily dropped an AK here.
And they're buying everything they can now because they've got the luxury of doing so, because it's their game to lose, or at least go into overtime now, because Avant, the pressure's on them to just hold strong here and take this into overtime.
All the way 30 rounds in regulation on just the first map. So hopefully we'll see more action in the next map, or even an overtime here. Let's see what happens. Flix is going to find one, getting that trade. Apoc and Dizzy taken down early. Herb's doing a great job holding B, but it looks like we are going to see Hazard wanting to go for the rotate, but Moe, I don't think he wants to be left alone.
No, very... I mean, that battle for Banana, it just rages on. You can see that even the CT side in Avant were just placing a huge emphasis on taking control early on. And it's paid dividends. They've actually thinned the numbers of Chiefs somewhat, but almost immediately the call's been made to get back out of B. They're probably not going to come here now. And the rotate's going back towards A.
Yeah, well, Hazard's made the right decision here, hasn't he? It looks like he may get some good time in here. Flix going to be spotted. Hazard playing a bit of an off angle. Can't pick up a frag. High flash coming out from Iron. Doom blinded for just a moment. Flix, nice shot. Although Dance looking to hold with the UMP at quite long range. Although Iron with only 8 HP looking to get aggressive. Can't quite pick up the frag. Flix gets the trade, and it's all up to Moe with the AWP to keep Avant in it for the map with 30 seconds remaining. The decision making from the Chiefs probably not the best in that situation, but a nice shot from Moe. He was ready for the peak. Somehow, I know if I had an AWP in that situation, I would not be ready for someone to push Diggity off the site that they already had.
No. And I mean, the information would have come out that he was potentially tagged up as well. So they go for the AWP in that situation.
Ballsy.
Very, very ballsy, but it pays off. No, he takes Avant into overtime here. And with overtime, it is a best of 6, effectively. So these teams need to win 4 rounds in the set of overtime. And if they aren't able to be separated in this bout of overtime, we keep going. So with $10,000, economy is out the window. All those previous rounds, they don't count anymore because money bonuses are reset from this point on. And this is where CT sides in overtime need to be careful, because particularly if they're making risky investments in the form of AWPs, they can be punished come that 3rd round if things aren't going their way.
But we do see Avant starting on the CT side, you know, staying there. They did a great job to stay in this game. I didn't think they were going to get anywhere near as many CT-sided rounds as what they have.
Got as many as their opposition.
Exactly. I reckon we might actually see the Chiefs going for a multiple AWP setup when they do reach their CT half.
Ooh.
Here we are, Iron with the Molotov actually finding the first frag of overtime, taking down Hazard.
What happened?
Not sure. I think maybe blinded, maybe something. Moe does have a gap on the edge of the smoke, but Herbs is going to be the one to take down Iron as he pushes down Banana. A bit of action on the A side here. Dan's trying to hold Flix with only 13 HP, trying to make his way out of apartment. Dan's knows that he's going to be wrapped on, and he will turn around just in time, but Flix gets the trade. And the A site is open for a plant, but Herbs off angle there. Going to spot Dizzy, spot his shadow and ready for the peak. Takes him down successfully, and now in the 1v2. Flicks is low, and APOC only has 70 HP. But with only a Molotov, Herbs looks like he's going to throw it towards back of sight.
Interesting molly.
So he doesn't have to worry about those angles, knowing that back of sight will be clear. Just going to clear it anyway. Must have heard a footstep. Not going to go for the defuse, though, as he runs away over towards Archers. Chiefs, they've locked down the first round of overtime. Flicks, wanting to run back, not sure why. Playing with fire. But he will survive. APOC with 70 HP at mid gets taken down.
Of little consequence, though, to the T side. They've won the round. APOC's money's right back up there again. They should be able to buy quite comfortably across the rest of the best of 6 half. But, I mean, for a Melbourne Avant there, they were really caught off guard by the fact that Chiefs didn't do the regular. They grouped up in the second mid. They went for a faster approach. They didn't go for the split pick default. They just grouped up and went for a fast second mid approach, exploded onto mid, and Avant weren't ready for that because they had not done anything similar in regulation time. So look for these two teams to really vary things, and over the course of 30 rounds, you really come to expect and know things from your opposition in the way that they're going to play certain rounds. And throwing spanners in the works like that really plays into the mindset of your opposition, because now they think they've got you worked out. They think they know what's going on in terms of the T side. But there's still a few feathers in APOC's cap just yet.
With a minute remaining, we are going to see the Chiefs showing a lot of presence towards brackets here. Flash coming out. APOC going to be taken down. Herbs almost finding the second, but Flicks on the cover. Saves his teammate and keeps it 4v4, although with Doom getting the nice headshot there onto Hazard. It is back to a 3v4. Looks like Chiefs might even want to wrap through CT. They've got the time to do it as well. Flicks and Doom grouping up, heading back towards mid. Now Iron in CT, clearing it, waiting for the rotate. Moe aggressive with the AWP towards the bottom of Banana. Oh, the Chiefs going to be ready. He's going to be falling back. Flash coming out. Not going to draw any rotates from the A site just yet. Avant, they're locked there on the site. They're going to be forced just to hold. So there you go. Pex try to get aggressive. He's going to be taken down by Iron. Dizzy finds Dans, and now the bomb should be planted. Chiefs looking good to find a 17th round. And they know that Moe's a B-site player, and Iron on the very, very fast flank, coming in through connector already, or construction rather.
Yeah, they're on the hunt here. They want to take this out of the economy. They know the CT side economy. With $10,000, MR3, money bonus completely reset, there's no chance of them being able to find another couple $1,000s to potentially rebuy AWP. So this could be, yeah, there you go. You can't actually, on that CT side now, really afford too much more other than pistols there. Moe with the best money still doesn't have enough in the tank to buy that AWP. So that is why Chiefs were really trying to drive the final nails into the coffin there and take anything out of that CT side economy.
Well, they've done a great job at keeping the money at bay for Avant. Going into the final round of the first half of overtime. Unless Avant hit their shots, it's going to be rough.
Well, we've seen these rounds work before for Avant, particularly on that CT side. So it's important that they at least give themselves something to work with now. Otherwise, it places a tremendous amount of pressure on their T side once they switch to it.
They had a pretty rough T side in regulation time, although so did Chiefs. But that's the way it is.
It is a balanced map, though, in that instance. Like, Inferno is very free-flowing, and it is really about economic control in a lot of instances, because a lot of these choke points can be taken quite easily if your economy is in check. You've got the right utility. You've got real control over that, particularly as well. It is demanding on retakes too with the use of utility.
Have a look at this. Avant, they've taken apartments control, which Chiefs has actually taken most rounds. So they've gone with the 3-man stack on the B side. Looks like it could actually be effective here. Hazard, 18 HP, will throw the pop flash. Blinds Moe. His teammate can't help him for the moment as he can't see anything. Although, at Coffins, will he be able to stop this bomb from going down? APOC finding the frag onto Hazard with the HE. And now the bomb almost going to be planted. Dizzy goes down first. APOC hiding in the corner. Moe doing a great job bringing it back to a 2v1. Now it's all up to Iron, who's at the top of Banana. But he's unaware that he's about to be flanked. He will find one, but will he clear his flank? Dan's coming in, catching Iron on the reload. And they hit their shots. They had the read. They did everything they needed to do in Avant. They found themselves a CT-sided round.
And that was on the back of Moe staying alive for long enough that he was able to do damage. And they didn't check that area either. They weren't aware of the possibility that he could still potentially be lurking so close to the site. So good work from Moe in that instance. And now Chiefs will find themselves at least with 2 rounds on their T side. They just need to close it out on the CT side here. They've got the advantage, but I mean, Apox taking out everything in his approach to this bomb site. Sometimes that happens.
It was also partially Moe's target prioritization while the bomb was being planted. Instead of going for APOC and stopping the bomb plant, he took Dizzy down, who was supposed to be covering his teammate. Then APOC was stuck in a very rough position, as Moe obviously knew exactly where he had to be. So
yeah, you're right. And in that instance too, you know, we're going into this second set of overtime here. They switch sides. Chiefs. Both these two teams have been very, very evenly pegged. But I mean, a lot of what Chiefs were doing was based on that split pick approach and setting defaults quite aggressively too, in terms of taking control of carpets, taking control of areas of the map, and just slowly starving their opposition of territory.
Map control has been a big factor in this game so far. Like, as we were saying at the start of that round, the apps push, the apps control, which they were giving up, like Avant were giving up most of their CT side. It was crazy how they kind of had the read a lot of the time, like even leaving Moe, like the ball's leaving Moe solo on a wall at the top of Banana to hopefully get the info and then not die and have the time for his team to rotate and help him out.
And you know Moe's making that call himself too. Like, you know he's got confidence in his teammates and being able to hold things down, but more importantly, he knows that all of his experience is going to be lent on in that moment too. When he takes that engagement, he falls back, he gets the information for his team. And I mean, that's what experience can do for you. And you know that in those instances, players are dependable. But there's a carpet spam there, just punishing Dizzy for getting super aggressive. But that's the kind of player he is. Taking those risky picks, going for the aggressive players. And they pay dividends for him because nobody expects it.
And having that AWP, even though he has been tagged down to 46 HP, he can still do a ton of damage. Taking the shot, falling off, taking the shot, falling off. That's a good way to play. And this angle at Carps could potentially get him the first frag of the round. Avant looking to take that apartment's control. And there you go, Dizzy taking down Dance. We do see Pex showing a bit of presence in Boiler, trying to find a pick of his own. But it looks like he will just retreat for the moment. Avant regrouping. And they may potentially just head over to the B site, which may be the play. Doom almost rotated away. But he will be coming back to help out Flix. He's going to be hiding on top of second Oranges, letting Flix just do his thing, deciding not to help him out. Flix doesn't need Doom's help. We'll find the frag on to Pex and fall back to the B site. Now, in a 5v3, the Chiefs just need to hold on site. And if they can do so successfully, look at this Doom playing counter flash. Good so far, although looks like Avant, they're going in almost dry, except with the help of a couple of smokes there. Doom finding one, Iron taking down Hazard as well. Bomb is dropped on the cross. Iron finding that one straight through the smoke. It's all up to Moe, who can't find it. Doom jumps over aggressively onto the top of Oranges.
And this is match point.
But there you go, that's match point. So that was their third round here in overtime. If they can find one more CT round, then that'll be that. But Avant, they have enough money to buy up only into this round. So even if they win, if they can't retain too many weapons, it may be rough going into the final round of overtime, if we go to the final round of overtime.
That's right. And now this is where we really test the mettle for both these two teams. And experience is going to be drawn on, but also potentially where some cracks start to show. So Avant really need to grind their way back into this.
And Dizzy posting once again on the off angle, which could have been great if his teammate didn't smoke mid. But now Dizzy's stuck at Diggity, looking for close range battles. He's actually posted in Boiler, waiting for some more aggression. Iron has his flank. Flash comes out though. There we are. Dizzy's going to be taken down. Herb's ready for that one. Nice Molotov to slow down the push just for a moment. Iron peeking behind it, but is he going to be taken down? Yes, Dan's was ready for that one. Herbs dodges the flash. Turns away, but has Pex to cover him. Thought he already picked up the frag and didn't commit to the spray. But here we are. The bomb will be going down. Avant looking like they should be able to take this round. Doom and Flix, both with rifles. And not for long, Flicks does get taken down by Dans as well. And now it's all up to Doom in a 1v5.
There's a boost occurring in the middle of the bomb site that has Moe boosted up top. Now, it's a cheeky angle, but we won't get to see it in an instance, but...
Where was he? Up in the middle.
He was in the middle of the bomb site. He was on the top of someone's head in the bomb site to see over the smoke into library.
Ah, okay.
Basically just clipped the toes of his opposition. He's still match point here, though. So important that Avant, if they want to send it into overtime again, they need to win this round. For Chiefs, though, they need to lock this down. It's not easy done, but they've still got enough money left in the tank to be able to do so. So important that they make this work for their map chances, as this is Avant's pick. So a really big coup for them to win here on the opposition's pick. But we've seen that so many times before. Winning your opposition's pick in Australian CS seems to be the norm.
Mm-hmm. Here we are. Boost over the smoke, though. Hazard will be a great stump for Herbs to stand on. And Herbs not finding anything. Chiefs are going to hold the top of Banana. That's smoke. Actually splitting up the terrorist for just a moment. If a Molotov comes out, there won't be any tease to trade out Herbs, especially if they die through the smoke. But Herbs now looking to get aggressive, almost catching APOC with the nade out. Using a bit of utility. Molotov may force him back. No, he's gone aggressive. He's found one. Now it's all up to Flicks to try to hold and get this trade, which he will do successfully. And now in a 3v4, if the Chiefs win this, they've got the first map. Flash coming in, but it's a bit too deep. APOC finding one of the Dans. Pex gets a trade, but knowing that APOC is still alive with an AWP. Looks like the T's are going to go aggressive. 10 and 11 HP. And APOC, unaware, stays with the AWP, and he will be punished for that. Now in the 2v2, bomb should be planted successfully. Moe trying to play the edge of the smoke, spots one, crossing over to construction, and somehow whips that shot. Dizzy, barely staying alive. The
HP is going to be a massive factor here if you're Lyric. You did not do that song justice, unfortunately. But Chiefs did this map justice. Get this win in overtime. And Melbourne Avant, unfortunately, couldn't quite take it into that second bout of OT. You can see Chiefs there, they spent a lot of energy doing it.
If Moe didn't whiff that shot, they just kept their dream alive. On that map, at least. You know, they've still got a map to try to redeem themselves, so hopefully they can take the Chiefs map off the Chiefs. But it will be hard. It will be an uphill battle for them.
Yeah, it's not going to be an easy battle for them, guys, but look, in that instance, they'll be happy that they got the win on their opposition's map pick. That's what it's all about in that regard.
It's rough. It's rough. I actually thought Avant were going to take that. I thought they looked good to actually come back in the end.
They did themselves a really decent amount of credit there, and we're going to leave it to our experts to break it down on the desk. We're going to go back to Luke and Kevin to take a look at that match.
We're just going to take a quick break. No break it down just yet. Huge first map there. Sydney Chiefs just coming out on top. Only just. We're going to be back into the second map real soon. Gfinity the Elite Series at CSGO night. We'll see you soon.
Mr. Murray, have you decided on a name?
We're thinking Callum.
Callum Murray.
Callum Murray.
Callum Murray.
Let's make it Jack.
Drink it through with Dare Iced Coffee.
Welcome back.
The perfect balance of a team. Versatile players, aggressive players as well as experienced players and passive players. You know, a good in-game leader, a good sniper as well, someone that can also pick up the sniper. With my team, I have 3 really aggressive riflers. I have myself on the AWP and I have another player on the AWP. Mixing experience with young talent, perfect mix, aggression, talent, and we'll bring something to the table.
A lot of the top teams change what they're doing every time because all the teams counter-strat each other, so they want to counteract like what the other team's doing.
Communication is everything in CSGO.
Dan, flash it for me when the smoke fades, okay? Long.
The greatest teams have been together for, 5-man lineup or a core for years, right? Or over a year at least. The team needs to understand each other, so you need to all be on the same page, and that takes a lot of time, a lot of study, a lot of theory into the game, and that's a collective effort.
Every team you need like one star, one like passive, like stuff for me. Like I just keep the team like calm, and then you need the leader who makes all the calls and stuff.
I've learned to play across different roles and become very versatile. I feel like I'm a very underrated player in Australia given my experience, but I think it's the kind of experience where I can take these young players and make them into a great team, and that's one of my best qualities.
Moe CQ, the fearless leader of Avant Gaming. Can he lead them to victory? We'll find out in just a sec. You are back at the Gfinity the Elite Series presented by Alienware, where CSGO is brought to you by Logitech Game Peripherals and Dare Iced Coffee. What a first map, hey Kev. Now, did you think it will be that tight?
No, not for Train.
Yeah.
Realistically speaking, in that map just then, Chiefs were playing very, very loose. That looks like something that they haven't practiced on for a very long time with this lineup. So with Avant, there were a couple of rounds where they pretty much gifted it away to the Chiefs. And those are the rounds where most likely they're going to be going back and thinking about it. And it's the ones that are going to haunt them, in all honesty. Because they could, 2 rounds go differently, they'd be up 1-0 in the series.
Do you think Avant will take out this next map?
I don't think so. This is, once again, Chiefs are very, very strong in Train. Unless Avant have severely revamped of what they need to do on Train, I think their entire campaign for this is derailed. Their victory actually hinged on taking Inferno. Without if they win Train, it'll be a very, very huge
But it was
upset.
so tight though, like it was down to the wire.
It was, but that
You changed your mind, you gave up on Avant, man.
They had to take that map to win.
Okay.
That's the difference. They didn't do what I told them
deserted
to do.
you. He's deserted you, Avant. Kev's deserted you. All right, that's enough.
They didn't win in Inferno.
That's enough talk. Nah, mate, you've made your bed. Now you're to sleep. That's enough.
Yeah, true.
From us, let's get back into gameplay. Over to you, Jim and Mac.
I love it when Kevin goes up like 3 octaves. When he starts arguing a point, he's like,
Nah, what do you mean?
that's exactly it. He goes into like pipsqueak mode.
Yeah, exactly.
But in terms of what Avant need to do on this map, it's not going to be easy for them. A map like Train, we've seen Chiefs play it time and time again, and we know that they love this sort of map. They actually play quite a dynamic style on that T side, and they do really lock things down on the CT side too. So it's going to be a tough ask for Avant to get up on this this map. But I do believe the structure that they bring, and I mean they did play each other on this map previously too in the regular season. Maybe taking some learnings from it, Avant, and going back to the drawing board and making sure that they don't make the same sort of mistakes twice.
I'm really excited to see Chiefs play Train again. Every time it's just been filled with action. It's good to watch, nice and entertaining, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Other than winning, for me it's about entertainment rather than it being about the competition.
You're a man of entertainment.
Hey, it makes my job easier if they give me the action. Which I'm not lying.
Yeah. I mean, as you said, you're a man of action, and you really thrive on that. But I mean, in terms of the way that Chiefs play, they play a very fast and loose style on that T side.
Yeah.
And on the CT side, they play a very restrictive style as well. So they like to push up into the choke points. SL, Iron, we saw him playing in that area as well. And, they do like to take the fight to their opposition too. So they do get that CT side once again. They do have, the advantage of winning the first map. So a lot of onus here on Avant to make this work. That smoke from Moe too is going to set things up. But Hoyen takes 3. Can't get the 4th though.
The bomber's down in their cell, and Flix is there to grab it. T's need to cross over through no man's land to try to get there, but they're not going to be able to. Moe going to be caught out by Doom, and then it's all up to Herbs, who is last alive in the 1v4. He's found one on the Flix. Has to get the ace to try to clutch this one out. Will be dinked down to 13 HP, though. With no X-ray, I have no idea where the CTs are. Just as Herbs probably doesn't either.
This is as real as it gets, right? This is exactly what Herbs can see.
which is not a lot at the moment. He hears those bullets wisping past his head, but APOC spots the feet, hits the shot that he needed to, knowing that there was a dink that did come out earlier, and the Chiefs, they take the CT pistol, and they're off to a great start. Iron loving that 3K. Here we are, going to have a look at it once again. Ready for the drop. Oh, he barely moved his crosshair.
No, Hazard just went straight into the middle of it, unfortunately. And I literally was just talking about the way Iron pushes up into SL, and they haven't found a way of dealing with him in previous instances. But, I mean, it's difficult to do that on pistol because you don't have the utility to drive them out. You just have to hope that your spawn's better than them, and potentially you can overwhelm them and use those Glocks in close quarters. But that USP from Avant, I'm sure, is going to haunt them for a while yet. Now, they do have Deagles into this round, so they have bought into it with some ammo to boot as well. But need to be careful here, Chiefs, because these Desert Eagles can certainly keep you honest.
Flicks, is he going to be ready for the peak? Position going to be given up, playing at Summit there as he does reposition slightly. A bit more aggressive on the bomb train now, but as Avant, they aren't going to be coming out of lowers. Looks like they're just going to try to group up and potentially split onto the A site. Looks like they're scared of SL. I would be too, knowing that Iron is still on the map, hasn't been taken out. Bomb going all the way over to T-Con, which is completely dirty. I don't know what happened there. Doom was not ready for that, as I was not either. And now, flank coming in. Bomb looking like it wants to come out of T-Con in just a moment. Here we are, Iron finding one of the Moe, getting that trade eventually. Pex tried to cross to E-Box, but APOC up in heaven. Nice angle to get the headshot. And in the 2v4, it's going to be hard for Avant to try to bring this one back. Iron stops for a moment to let that recoil come back, and now APOC at stop sign stops the cross. Poc Daddy doing a great job.
Yeah, I thought with his one-tap dirt nap that Moe handed out, things were going to really explode in this outside bomb site, but Doom feeling the brunt of that. It wasn't a successful round for Melbourne Avant, but a few confidence boosters there, particularly when you're hitting Desert Eagle shots like that. You need the rounds on the board though, and unfortunately, because there's no bomb plants, they aren't going to be able to buy into this third round. They are going to just have to eco things out a little bit, and that just gives Chiefs a little bit of breathing space as well. This super aggressive push into low ramp as well. Dizzy wanting to farm some money for hopefully that AWP in later rounds.
But it is a good decision. Avant, none of them have any armor whatsoever. These bullets are just going to mow them down. Here we are, 178 HP remaining. He goes for the early reload, and he's going to be punished for that. Can't turn around just in time, and Flicks not going to be able to get the trade just yet. As Avant, they don't show themselves at the bottom of the ramp. They will just hold in brown halls, rotate. Coming out from the Chiefs, APOC staying safe, going up to heaven again. We see Doom with the MP9 getting aggressive. That blue train wrapping around. Noise going to be made at the top of SL. Flicks, not sure if you can hear that or not. It looks like we are going to see Avant re-aggressing towards the B site. Iron here for the cover, looking to help out Flicks. And as that smoke is about to fade, I'm sure we are going to see Flicks do a great job here. He's found one of the Moe. Bomb's gone down, but it has crossed to sight. Flicks trying to get aggressive, pulls out the USP. Can he find one more at the dance? Yes, he can. And the Molotov of Iron stops that bomb from going down. Pex burns alive, and the Chiefs, they pick up a pretty clean third round.
Yeah, it was relatively clean. Obviously, only other than Dizzy, who overextended himself, I'd argue.
Yeah.
Because it's a long run back down that ramp when you're out of ammo. And
he really didn't need to reload, though. He had 20 bullets
He
left.
probably still had about 20, at bare minimum, 15 in that clip. And still a pistol, which he could have switched out to as well. But
it's in hindsight.
In hindsight. Hindsight is always 20/20. Let me assure you that. But now a fast mobile round coming out from Avant. 5 AKs. No AWP for them. And Moe going to hold the keys to this round here. So just holding things down. And they're going to try and drive...
Oh, no.
Iron out of that SL area with those utility pieces that are the grenades, that are the Molotovs. And they know he likes to play there. It's important they get rid of him, dislodge him from that position, because it's such a powerful information position as well. When you're right up in there, you can actually hear T-sides rotate through that part of the map quite quickly. And yeah, it is really quite a difficult spot to come unhinged. If you're trying to take this outside bomb site, you don't have control of SL, it's very, very difficult.
You can hear every bit of utility being thrown as well as every single footstep. So, you just hold every bit of information that you can. And here we are, Hazard looking to lurk in through Ivy. Doom was telling me off game that he doesn't like playing this position, and with a knife out, trying to cross over to the deeper side of Ivy. He'll be taken down. Dizzy caught off guard as well. Hazard going straight through that smoke. Iron will find one of the herbs. But with 19 HP, he will stay passive in SL just for the moment. And the bomb is going to be planted successfully. And in a 3v3, Chiefs are going to look to retake here.
Great bomb plant here from Avant. And they do look to have control of SL. And slinking their way into positions here post-plant. APOC still alive, always a present threat. Hazard now needs to try and square that ledger. Will do so. Takes down APOC. Back to a 2 versus 1 here. Pressure on Iron, and he goes down, taking too much damage in the instance. And Avant find themselves a very well executed gun round. And Doom just caught unwary of that presence at Vines.
Yeah, that was a bit rough. I wouldn't say that the whole round was off the back of that, but it did.
It did start things, because as soon as you're a CT side and you lose control of Vines, it is very difficult, very, very difficult to hold things. And there are two key contest areas, funnily enough, Vines, or it's as it's known in the States, Ivy, or SL here, as we do see Iron in here once again.
It did allow that split to come onto the A site, and inevitably they got flattened. So, it was a bit rough there anyway. Nice little pop flash, bit of team damage as Pex cops a AK bullet in the back of the noggin.
It's a Falcon.
Mate, it's not footy, all right?
But it can be.
Could be.
Where is the football? It's in Whitehall's.
It has been retrieved. It's going to be dribbled over towards the top of SL. Looks like Hazard wants to take a shot, but he passes it off.
Just a very slow round here coming out from Avant. Really, really cautious in that instance, wanting to try and take control of all the areas of information. Now, Flicks has done a good job of just holding things down inside so far, and will be potentially called on here. It all depends on what that bomb does, but this is a play.
Yeah, he's found one, but can't find the second. Herbs with the gun out, ready for the trade. And that will open up the B side. APOC, though, going for the rotate towards A and actually letting the T's come out of lower. But playing close to this smoke, he will wait for his teammates to rotate in. Avant, they are unaware of APOC's position at the moment, although Moe has found Dizzy and taken the AWP out of the Chiefs' hands. Now APOC lurking in, actually going to be looking the wrong direction. Hazard gets the angle, gets the good timing. Moe finds one more. Turning up so far here on Train. Now it's all up to Doom to try to save this Famous, which, isn't a gun worth saving, according to Jim. We have seen it do a bunch of damage in previous weeks, but there you go. There was the first sign of a terrible weapon.
Yep.
That I'm going to keep referring to.
It is
a terrible weapon.
It is terrible. Let's agree on that.
I'll eventually agree with you. It's just, it just so happened when you first called it terrible, it did pick up about 30 frags in 2 games.
That is the caster's curse. It is a real thing, and I'm sure you know this by now.
Oh yeah.
As soon as you start to, call something out as being a prophecy or a foregone conclusion, the game has a way of punishing you as a commentator. Let me assure you that. As now a slow approach coming up from Avant. They know that they're potentially up against an eco here. And again, just grouping up.
APOC in a strong position, though, pushing all the way up towards the end of Blue Train. Will be spotted out. Pex and Herbs both finding the frag apiece. Moe with the Molotov actually taking down Iron towards the back of Bomb Train as well. Pex with only 10 HP trying to survive. Moe, similar situation. Bomb should go down successfully. Although Hazard, through the edge of the box, will take down Dizzy. Getting that wallbang. Now Herbs going to be dinked down to 30 HP. Flicks playing with them with the 5-7. But the flank is coming in from Dan, who's got full HP, caught without his gun out, and Flicks finds himself a free AK.
Can he save it, though?
I don't know. Is he going to try to do more damage? Is the real question here. Nice positioning, though, if he stays here at the medium to close range. It definitely will favour him. As the T's hunt, push, try to get the gun out of his claws. But it looks like Avant, they're actually going to respect him and let him save it.
Love that view.
3 of them are quite low. Mate, barbecue. Barbie's cooking.
That's it. What a scenic way to watch the bomb explode over this A-bomb site. And Avant, that signals for them. There was a little bell there too, if you didn't notice, but signals for them their 3rd round. And the way that they fought their way back into this match after the the initial stages of the match has been a true test for them. because they're up against a far more experienced lineup in that regard. So Avant have definitely been one of these teams that have grown into the competition week on week. This is the fruits of their labour, so to speak, and having that experience of playing in a LAN environment on a stage for the last 5 weeks and now into their 6th is really starting to pay dividends for them. They're far more composed in a lot of those moments. We saw them in earlier instances, in earlier matches, just capitulate under pressure, but it's not present here at the moment. They're able to fight their way back in, and yes, they went down to Chiefs in a close overtime match there, but I mean, when we looked at these two teams, and if you would have asked us who would have won at the start of the season, it would have been a very, very comfortable victory to Chiefs if you would have asked us for our opinions, but we're not so sure of that now.
No, it looks like Avant, they worked it out. They have played on this previously, so they've got the strategy. They know where people play, how they play, and it's just going to help the game evolve, as the meta in Counter-Strike does. And here we are, APOC looking to make a play. Wanting to push Natik. Flash coming out. Moe fully blind, but Peck's on the cover. Doing a great job to dodge that flash.
Yeah. Check the Pecks. Check the corner. Well covered there in the instance, but it allows them just an opening here in this A-bomb site.
Low Iron hiding in the corner just for the moment. Smoked off there at SL. Will allow the bomb to cross. Just trying to stay alive. All his teammates do rotate in. Flick's doing a great job there, but the trade's coming out. Herbs and Dan's finding frag, sorry. Iron actually getting taken down as he tried to make his way through that smoke. And now it's all up to Dizzy in a 1v4. He has an M4A4 in hand, but it looks like he's just going to try to save economy. Not in the greatest way on the Chiefs in the bank account. The electricity bill came in. It was a bit too expensive, and they've wasted all their money. It happens when you're a gamer. You leave your computer on all the time. It's pretty rough. Anyway, here we are, Dizzy.
Don't speak to me about electrical bills, mate.
Mate, you gotta blame Tim, 100%. The man doesn't sleep, does he?
No, I'm not even talking about this instance. I've had some very expensive electrical bills, let me assure you that, in my time.
I believe it anyway, Dizzy. Is he going to be able to save this one? Herbs goes down as well. Good damage. But Avant, they take the round and the lead, 4-3 over the Chiefs.
Doing a good job of navigating their way through what has been stiff resistance from the Chiefs here, but the stiff resistance is not so present here in the rounds where they cannot afford too much, but you got one Dizzy buying just some utility to bolster what he did save in that instance. So a lot of that round is going to rest on what he can do. Now, Melbourne Avant are going to realise that they're not going to have utility to stop rushes here. So maybe a faster approach, a change in tempo is what they're going for. But just taking control of Brown Halls now, this is a really key contest area for me on this map. Much like Banana, it's one of those areas that you can mask information from CT sites. So if you take control of the Brown Halls, there's a lot of information that you're hiding from your opposition. So that's why Avant are placing such a huge emphasis on it early on. Now, in this particular instance, they don't have a huge presence elsewhere on the map, which may come back to bite them. But looking at what Chiefs are doing right now, they're not pushing that. So they might just be safer now.
Doom did just push Ivy to try to get the information. Unfortunately, that is going to cause him to have an extremely slow rotate. But APOC holding strong there with that. Once again, crazy P250.
It's not a standard issue.
No, definitely not. Picking up the 2K so far with 40 HP remaining and all of his team here holding the bomb. Herbs and Moe are going to have a rough time to try to regain control of the objective, especially now that Moe has fallen to yet another P2 that was not standard issue. Dropped to Iron by APOC there. Now the info has been gained. Herbs peeking out. We'll find one. Flicking around, he's trying to find more. Dizzy. He picks up the M4, holds the pre-fire, sprays him down. Ends up somehow hitting the head of Herbs as he goes for the repeak.
This P250, what is it? What is it made of?
I don't know. Who cares? He's too good with it. It's good to watch.
And he's just hitting shots left, right, and centre. He's so consistent with it too, and that's the scary part. I mean, you saw it when they won that round too. They were pretty happy about it. Condition 0 professional sheep behind them, looking most pleased with his team's effort.
Condition 0. That's one that I've never touched.
Yeah, it was an interesting time.
I think I got it in a Steam sale, but I've just never even looked at it.
It's a good game. You should try it.
Probably. We'll see how it goes. Does it have the weird movement that 1.6 has, like the crouch spamming and stuff? Yeah, cool. All right, I'll be into it then.
To be fair, I actually think in terms of the way it was made, it was a better game than CS 1.6, but CS 1.6 had so many lovable bugs, to be honest. But speaking of lovable bugs, that's not a segue into anything that I can make right now. But Avant, just a very, very slow default coming out here. A little bit more presence shown elsewhere on the map. They're taking control of Brown Halls again, but this time they've got people in different positions, namely Vines, and also in T-Connector as well. So, I mean, what looks to be an outside hit here may come to fruition, but I think they've still got that man there, Iron, the trouble man in SL, so they need to deal with him first.
Well, he will be holding strong, and no contest coming out just yet, as he is there and hasn't spotted any of the T's.
It's a split.
We are going to see the bomb heading over towards the B site, and the rest of Avant potentially going through CT spawn to spin onto the B site. Doom not ready for that one. Pex too damn sharp. Somehow gets the flick. Just touched his toes on the ground, and you know, if that happened to me, I wouldn't have any accuracy to hit those shots. But obviously, I'm not a professional gamer, as APOC is, taking down Hazard on the lurk there, and the bomb is making his way out of low as Flick's holding strong, finding one and a second. Great reaction time to get that bomb on the ground. Pex on the flank finds one, but I don't think he's going to be able to get this bomb planted in time. Iron covering the bomb, getting that trade. And we see Chiefs taking the lead once again, 5-4. Doing a great job to pull that one back.
And they went for this this B split, which is actually quite... Oh, dear me, that's nasty. Dear me. They went for this B split.
Help.
And it was interesting because I think Hazard might have just gone a bit premature there into the A bomb site. Could have made himself a real thorn in the side once that rotation had been sold. Maybe he went just a little bit too early. Just jumped the gun a little bit, but could have been a very different round if things worked out from an Iron again. Just picking up just frag after frag after frag and holding down strong in SL.
Almost repeating itself again. He only got the 2K this time.
Only.
Like it doesn't really matter. But anyway, Moe with the P2, finding one. He falls to the AWP. And APOC will find the final frag. Although, decent amount of damage. Just a light buy from Avant.
And, I mean, they're having so much trouble just dealing with it. They're not going to beat him there on spawn.
They're not flashing. They're not using utility that effectively, although they wouldn't really have it. There are multiple flashes you can do down into SL to get the CT to look away. There's many that you can do where you drop with it as well, but it's just hard. Iron plays in that position where you can just jiggle peek behind the wall, play that counter flash, and then come back out and get the frags.
And the thing is, too, he's got that support from the outside bomb site, too, so it's not even as though you can put pressure on him from T-Connector, because they're restricting it so much here, Chiefs. But Pex,
stop it!
Hello.
What the hell?
Welcomes himself into this B bomb site by himself. And they get the bomb plant down, and they're still trying to contest here. And the retake is on here from Chiefs, but Pex again just asking questions of this defense.
Mate, super sub back on the books, showing what he's made of here for Avant. And the CT still looking to go for the retake. They are a man down. Iron has the eyes over the top of that smoke, spotting out Herbs, but he will pull out a bit of utility. Drops down, goes a little early through the smoke with the flash there. Herbs finds him, Pex finds Dizzy. And now it's all up to Doom to try to save the AWP. He's picked up a 2K for himself this round, but it was not enough. The rest of the team not pulling their weight, unfortunately. And here we are, Avant finding the 5th, but Chiefs will still stay in the lead. But this is much closer than I expected it to be.
It is really to and fro between these two teams. It's an absolute slugfest. Ooh.
The flick god.
That is nasty.
Oh, it's upwards. You don't see him often.
No.
It was almost directly up. Beautiful.
I believe he uses a Logitech.
Does he?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go. One of those wireless ones?
Would have to be. I mean, wouldn't it get caught?
Up, would you
flick it? Yeah.
Nah, use a mouse bungee.
I don't know. Yeah. My cords are a little bit wild. I need one of those.
I wouldn't mind going wireless. I've heard it's the shiznit. Being able to, not catch a cord on anything, not have that...
Don't catch feels, don't catch wires.
That problem. Herbs will open up the B site, finding Dizzy early, but Flix is still here to hold. He's done a great job so far. Let's see if he can do it again. Finds one. Trade comes out. Hazard doing a great job there to find the refrag, and the bomb will be planted successfully in a 3v4. Chiefs looking like they want to go for it once again, but Pex in a quite aggressive position for the post plant. Not going to be spotted just yet. Team flash as Iron is blinded by Doom. Hazard finds APOC. We are Moe catching Doom, trying to save the AWP once again. He'll be taken down. Iron making his way into CT. Pex, he's a sharp man today. He will tag Iron down to 15 HP, but he falls. Now Iron smoking off Old Bomb. Waiting for it to pop before he crosses. Smart decision there. He hears Moe jumping around, scoping in towards Ivy. Timing might actually just go in Iron's favour here. No, Moe turns around, hits the flick. I don't know, Iron, I'm sorry, mate, but Moe's hit a game.
He did not miss that one, that is for sure. You can't catch him napping. Not at this stage of the game. Score's locked, 6 apiece. The money for Chiefs has seen better days, that's for sure.
Down the drain, mate.
Not entirely, just a soft eco here.
Down the drain enough.
Down the drain enough to see them just on a pistol wire. And again, Avant just taking that slower approach this time, not necessarily running into the choke points either. Very content to just hold back because they know their opposition on potential eco, but they don't have the info just yet. Their pistol rings out though, so that should give them an idea of whether or not to expect pistols in a contest. But Dizzy takes down Hazard.
Dan's has made a bit of noise, Doom. Ready for a slow push here. Oh, he gets the dink, but a nice flick from Dan's to take down Doom. Now, Flicks holding close with a 5-7. I think he heard a couple of footsteps and he will fall off, but he does play close. Fully blind, somehow manages to find one. Can't get the second. Herbs gets the trade, and now in a 2v2, the Chiefs can easily win this round. They've picked up the AK on Dizzy. He doesn't have the armor, but with a Molotov, he could force Moe out into the open. Up is not going to be covered.
Uh-oh.
Although Iron with the CZ spots Moe, takes him down on the cross. And Herbs, he has a molly. He's in a good spot. No smoke on the CTs.
Oh no.
Oh, the molly. It's going to be good. The cover coming out from Dizzy, but no kits on the CTs. Oh, and Iron almost dying to the Molotov. They should get this.
Yeah.
Plenty of time left.
Plenty of time left on that defuse, but that's a good retake.
Looked a little bit hairy there. Looked a little bit hairy.
I mean, thankfully he realised he was standing in the Molotov. That little bit of tick damage.
Yeah.
Gave it away. But this is what Dizzy did with this Desert Eagle.
Oh.
Up close and personal. And that was a nice opener there too.
Giving him the old recoil wave there with the deagle.
It's a face massage in close proximity. Just like Kevin is now.
No, he missed you. He didn't hear it.
He tried not to.
He's just ignoring us now.
It's a good strategy.
I think he's just being a bit arrogant that he picked Avant and no one else did. Although the game's not over yet, Chiefs. They've won the first map. And Dizzy, they've got the first pick as well in the 14th round of Train. But APOC is now taking up Iron's position. We will be looking towards Tikon from E-Box. We've actually got the double AWP set up as well, Dizzy and Doom.
I was just going to point that out too, because this is where they're comfortable with their CT siders when they start to pull out the double AWP setup, and they've got quite a bit of utility to expend as well. I know Avant might not be just at optimal buy, but APOC this time in that key position as well, doing a good job and really keeping the teeth at bay.
I've noticed as well they might have made a bit of a compromise as Doom. He's not playing Ivy anymore. Dizzy's taken that position off of him. And Doom is now playing towards green, somewhere where he's a bit more comfortable. Daddy is finally home, but APOC, he's played there multiple times and hasn't switched on. He will not actually get that second one. Pex doing the honours to take down Dominic. Iron coming out of con. Find one of the Pex, but as Hazza straight above him. He's going to find himself the second, bringing it back to the 2v2. Now it's all up to Moe and Herbs to try to win this one for Avant. They are on a bit of a rough buy, not much utility left. It's all up to Iron now. Herbs hitting the one dig onto Flicks. Unaware. Moe peeks out from SL. Covers his teammate. Iron not ready for that one. He will be taken down. And Avant going into the final round of the half, keeping it close, 7 rounds each. Who's going to get the 8th?
Well, I mean, that's really in a similar position to what we saw in the first match, wasn't it? An 8-7 scoreline after the first half. These two teams are so closely matched right now, and I mean, just Pex there, navigating that one quite well, and just taking the duel there too, and finding that second frag really made sure that bomb plant was secured. Melbourne Avant have actually taken a tactical timeout here. They recognise the importance of this last round because, I mean, it's important to get a good T-side in on train because the map itself doesn't exactly lend itself to a strong T-side, right? It is a primarily CT-sided map, and for them to be able to rack up what is now 7 rounds has been a good feat so far. But they really want that 8. They really want the mental edge going into that second half.
Yeah, and Avant, they did have a strong CT side on Inferno. They may have a strong CT side going into this as well. And, only having the one AWPer on Moe, a few other people can probably pick it up, but it may be a similar situation to EMAG earlier where it's probably not the best for them to pick it up. And on train, AWPs, they're just such a strong weapon to have. Obviously,
they're a great gun, but they're not everybody's cup of tea, are they?
Just like, what's that chamomile? Terrible tea. Hate it. Putting that out there. Sorry to all you chamomile lovers. I'm a green man. GZ. I bleed it. Sorry.
Go the peppermint.
You like peppermint?
Yeah.
Jess likes peppermint. Peppermint's good. It's got a good stink to it. Anyway.
Stinks good.
Stinks good. Herbs. Nice little pop flash. The plane close. Going to be taken down. Iron gets a trade. Playing close with the AWP. He will fall back to the back of Grey as he is joined by APOC, who only has CZ and armor. Low on that economy. The other AWP is at Outers at the moment. 2-2 set up for the Chiefs, as we do see them and Avant in a 4v4 situation. APOC wanting to aggress with the CZ. Nice little off angle. His Peck's going to be sharp enough to deal with a peek if it comes out. APOC's going to go just in time, dodges the bullets, catches off Pex, wants to grab the AK, does manage to actually grab it with the old E button as he falls back to the B site. No trade coming out so far for Avant. Deep smoke there towards the back of Green. May hold the rotate as Avant. They do come back towards the B site. APOC playing close with the AK. Will be taken down. Hazza checks his angles, clears it well, hits a headshot. Moe will find Iron. No, it's a 2v3, sorry. Dizzy and Doom looking to go for the retake. They have to. Final round of the half. Looking to find that 8th round, but Dan's getting aggressive. Will be punished. Dizzy, jiggle peeks, finds the info. Dan's just running around up on the ladder. Jumps off. Dizzy hits the shot. 2v2. And Dizzy looking for more. Oh, I don't think he spotted it. Goes up the ladder. Inaccuracy aplenty for that man. Hazard doing a great job so far, picking up 2K and a third, shutting out the half of Barn. 8-7. Strong T-side. Train definitely in it.
Look, they've given themselves a really good account there on that T-side, and leading into the second half, they've got to now finish that job. And that is, if we are going to go to a third map, because Chiefs obviously took the first. So for them, it's about now starting fresh on that second half, but also remembering that they're in a power position here. They've done a good job on that T-side, but that being said, we know Chiefs are really explosive on T-side. Avant are going to have to deal with that aggression coming out, and they are going to take control of choke points quite quickly. So, that is something they're going to have to navigate here in the second half, guys. Don't go anywhere. There is the second half of the second semi-final to be played out. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back to the second semi-final here at the Gfinity Elite Series presented by Alienware. Mac, we've seen some hot contests already. First map went right down to the wire. Second map looks to be doing the same. The question is, are Chiefs going to be able to close out here 2-0, or do you see it going to a third?
I have a feeling that Avant are actually going to take this map. They've just had such a strong T-side. I don't know if the Chiefs can do it. Like, they're hitting their shots. They've got some sharp gamers there. But they're just not looking as good as what we've seen in previous weeks. But I guess we're into the second pistol of the map, and it will probably maybe even be the deciding factor. If whoever takes this, I feel like, is going to have that great advantage.
Fast approach here, APOC, holding all the keys to the round too with that utility. And just watch for this Placement now. This final flash as they do get themselves out in the yard, but Avant are dealing with it really well. And Hazard takes this duel here, wins it against Flicks, and just leaves APOC in a 1 versus 5. Now he had the role of utility, and he falls quite quickly there. And Avant dealing with a fast, aggressive push from Chiefs.
I have a feeling you could see that Hazard was quite nervous there. He went for the USP spam, which even at close range is generally something you don't really want to do. It's such an accurate weapon if you just go for those taps. As you can see, Dan's showing us what the gun can do, especially on those pistol rounds at long range. Hit train, perfect training ground for the USP. Now into the second, we are going to see the Chiefs. They're upgrading those pistols. Dizzy only with the Deagle, no armor. APOC already tagged down to 49 HP. Nice shot from Dans to take down Daddy Doom. Now Dizzy though hitting back. Didn't need that body armor at all. Iron lurking out of Olof. Pushing up. His pec's going to be caught off guard. He does flick around just in time. Crouching though. Looking the wrong direction. Iron takes him down. Bringing it to a 3v4. Now Chiefs, they've got the man advantage. But Avant, they've still got better weaponry. Hazard equaling it out. Moe finding one of the flicks as well. Now here we are. The Outers looking like it's locked down nicely. That bomb down to E-Box. Dizzy's got the M4 though. Great weapon to have. Could come back to haunt Avant. APOC holding. Hazard spotted. Looks like the T's, they are going to try to play this one together. Tip of the gun, going to be spotted. APOC with the peek. Takes him down, evens it out. 2v2. APOC quite low with 9 HP. Dizzy has the angle, but the bomb is still down. APOC picking it up successfully. Should be able to get this plant. Avant might actually let the terrorists get this one down and then just go for the retake.
You can see how nervous the CTs are, or Ts are, should I say, in this instance, because there's so many angles to cover.
Double peek coming out, and actually going to allow Dizzy to get the lineup, get the 2K spray down, and the Chiefs, there you go.
Fighting their way back in and turning over that M4. That was the difference right there. The fact that it was given to Dizzy, a lot of HP to deal with. Didn't have armor, so, I mean, a bullet lands on him, potential aim punch into oblivion, but dealt with it really well. And Chiefs just basically pilfer around away from Avant there, so Avant will be a little bit disappointed with how that went down. And now will find themselves on an eco as a result here. But this is the aggression from Chiefs here. They're taking contest areas, in particular, taking control of the outside yard here. Iron just getting him straight into Olofmeister, strafing into Olofmeister, should I say, too. But you can see now they're just grouping up, overwhelming their opposition, using the power of those weapons across the distance of the map, and really, really just punishing Avant here.
30 seconds in. The round's pretty much done. Bomb's planted. And it's just Herbs and Moe potentially just going to try to get a few exits, upgrade some weapons into the next round, but it's going to be quite hard. No body armor to stop those bullets from penetrating their skin. And Dizzy here posting. Spots Moe, gets off a tiny bit of damage. APOC gets a $600 frag onto Herbs as well, hitting that headshot. And into the 19th round, Chiefs bring it back.
A lot of work yet to be done, though, for Chiefs, as that money is accruing here on the CT side. Another round coming out from Avant where they don't really have a lot of options in terms of what they can do. Maybe, just maybe, I'd like to see them just punish Chiefs for going aggressive on T. Connect to some utility, some grenades just dumped in that area would really punish them. I mean, that being said, though, Chiefs are so dynamic, they're not going to rely always on that T connector push. So you can see they're actually spreading for something a little bit different here, keeping their opposition guessing. And that's something APOC's really aware of when he calls, is the fact that he knows that if he's too predictable, particularly on these sorts of rounds, they can be punished for it.
Yeah, well, here we are. Chiefs getting aggressive quite early. Over at Ivy, looking to split onto Outers. Dans has made his way over towards Bomb Train. Herbs burning, forced to go for the peak. Somehow surviving just for the moment, but Iron with that AK, decent armor penetration, will be taking things down, locking him down right next to that box, and finding himself a second as Hazard did try to help out his teammate, looking for the trade. It was just a little bit too late, and it's all up to Pex. Bomb is still yet to be planted, but this man, and he's spotted out by Doom, long range with the MAC-10, swapping over to the Glock. And Iron will find himself a third eco frag. The man padding those stats. That's how he gets the 30 bombs, mate.
Look, you need all kinds of frags in 30 bombs. Let's not argue how you get them.
Okay, you're right. Although I just want to point out, so Avant last round, they bought extremely light. They all had about 3k left in the bank, which is going to allow them to have almost maxed out utility here. going into the 20th round, which should help them hold. At least slow down the Chiefs, which have been going quite quick so far.
Let's just see whether or not that comes into fruition, though. Faster approach here from the Chiefs again. Whoa. Moe was very, very close to hitting that shot, but you can see, though, Chiefs are really, really aggressive in taking, well, at least in showing presence in areas of the map, and they show that presence quite quickly. But this is a slightly different approach here from Avant, too. I like this from Hazard. I like the way he's starting to, just take control a little bit. He's got a good position, has a lot of information as a result of where he sits, and he's also got Pex just playing Guardian as well. But, I mean, that's on a timer. As soon as that smoke fades, they may have to relinquish positions or at least change it up a little bit.
And here we are, Doom, creating the distraction, looking to come in from Ivy. His teammate still in T-spawn, just waiting for the aggression. Flicks could potentially be caught off guard. Hazard will be playing in the corner there. Playing counter flash. Good position to play in. Ooh, there we are. Pex takes the attention of Flicks, and Hazard hits back. Finding himself a 2K. Pex on a 2K as well, and Dams finds the final frag of the round onto Doom. A lot of action in a very short amount of time. I think all of the frags came out in about 3 seconds there.
Yeah.
That was it.
There was a quick fire end to that round, but you could see, though, whilst Chiefs are really close, really quick in taking those choke points and showing presence on the map, the fact that they didn't move from there for a long period of time, and Avant weren't phased by that, in fact, opting to play even closer, actually worked against them. Now, it's not something you can read into. You don't actually always, Dizzy expecting that too.
What a shot, although going down solo with no one to trade, he's going to hand that frag to Herbs and let them even it out at 4 apiece so far, but Hazard only barely surviving with that 4 HP.
But already you can see Chiefs doing a better job of just trying to take control of SL and take it away from the CTs. Hazard can't play in there on 4 HP. He's close, but he's not quite in there just yet. And if he is, he's a grenade away from being taken out.
It's a decent position, though. Like, being that low, he does have to try to catch the Chiefs off guard. And just watching Teak on there, as he will allow Dans to watch that Ivy flank. They're not actually going to find any action at the moment, at least anyway. There is a minute left in the round. And the Chiefs look like they really do want to go towards the inside bomb site. Nice flash there, although it is going to end up being a bit of a team flash. Oh, that was actually the team flash that came out. APOC and Iron getting the entries. Yeah, Doom. Aggressive post-plant position, but Avant, they've actually made the call to save. Hazard with only the 4 HP has to get as far away from that bomb as possible. And they do have some utility to save into the next round, so that should definitely help Avant. But they will have to try to save these 2 weapons if they really want to have any chance in the next.
Yeah, APOC here just on a mission now to just take weapons out of the CT side economy. Really good position if they actually can manage to do so, and they do manage to win that game of hide and go seek, because some tense moments right now for Avant. They need to get that these weapons through the next round, and this is where Dan's, unfortunately, you can't check every angle, so he does fall there. But APOC actually cut the map really well, so they know that there's only one position that Hazard can be in, but they're not going to get there in time.
Hazard making a smart decision by just hiding in the corner, saving that weapon. Hopefully it will be enough. We are going to see a force buy coming out from Avant.
Interesting. I think that decision might have been made during that save. They've just committed to it.
Well, Hazard was instantly on the M4 buy, so you'd presume so.
Yeah.
Unless it was just a tilt. Nah, we're doing it. Let's go, boys. But
well, yeah, Hazard saved out from the last round, but he put someone into one into someone else's hands. Dizzy goes for second peak there. Hazard already down to 16, so he can't even play in that position now that he wanted to play in terms of aggressive out SL. That's allowed Iron to get into the train yard here and just take picks. But he needs to be careful. Can't overextend himself here, because one smoke, again, just renders him completely out of the picture.
Although we are going to see a boost over the smoke in SL. This could allow for an early pick, but no one up on the bomb trains are going to be spotted. APOC can't find anything. Although, Molotov, not quite deep enough. That glass actually making it land in the edge of the smoke. Here we are, Flicks. Find that one onto Moe. Bringing it back to a 4v4. Pex with 24 HP, Dan's on 40, and Hazard now with 0, as Iron actually takes him down. But it's rough. Avant not looking crash hot right now. Herbs still has full HP, but he will be giving up that inner bomb site. wanting to go for the gamble and head over to A with his teammates.
Yeah, they've got to go for the gamble here. If they don't gamble right, though, what's the consequence? They've just got to save out. So I think they've made the right call in gambling this.
There's nowhere for him to go to save, though. Look at this two-man push coming in from Ivy. Is Dan's going to be ready? He's going to be checked. The flick comes out from Flicks, but Dan finds one. Trade comes out from APOC, who finds a second on to Pex. And Herbs tried to go for the trade, try to be proactive, but it's not going to be enough. And the Chiefs, they pick up 12th round. I was going to say a 22nd round, but it'll be like triple overtime, and we're not that far yet.
Well, we were in the 22nd round then, but now this is really, really rough here for Avant because they find themselves in a position where they're going to have to eco it out, and by the time they get another gun round coming in, it's going to be 14-10. And that, at this late stage of the game, it's a big ask of a young side to get themselves back into that, and it's going to be a real sign of maturity for them to do so. But it's not completely out of their depths. APOC shows us why he's never to be discounted, not once. And Herbs just left now in a lonely 1 versus 5 as the change in pace. We've seen this from Chiefs. It's so fast, it's so aggressive. They take control of T-Connector, they take control of SL, and this really troubles Melbourne Avant.
That style of play that we just saw from APOC, it can either work in your favour or against you so heavily on these inner eco rounds. The fact that he managed to hit that one tap on Hazard to open up the round, and then the confidence shown just running out into the open, hitting all the shots that he needed to. He had the information of where a lot of the CTs were, and he's just collapsed that round straight on Avant. It can backfire if, the CTs are ready and they have their guns out, which just didn't feel like they did at that point. But, Herbs, he could potentially find an exit frag. He is going to be hiding close range in a corner, but Doom with the MAC-10 looking like he may actually find him in just a moment. There we go. Beautiful crosshair placement. Hits the headshot. Picks up free $600. Throws the MAC-10 away so no one can pick it up into the next round, as he does plan on upgrading. And the Chiefs, 3 rounds in the lead. Strong start to their T-side. 1-3, 1-3. Look at that.
And the question is, are they going to approach this next round with fearless confidence? That is the question, because this is actually... I would have thought Avant may have opted for more utility and just eco things out a little bit more and gone for that 14th round gun round and just try to grind their way back in. But they're determined not to let Chiefs get there in that instance. And Chiefs again are going for a fast, aggressive approach. And is it APOC going to be on entry here once again? Flicks is taking control of this inside bomb site. APOC actually goes down, so not this time around. They're not letting him get away with it, but you can see how much pressure they're already putting on this inside bomb site. Doom finds one, looking for that second again, but they pushed him out here. This is really good play from the Chiefs.
They're actually doing some 5th frag, 6th frag. The man's been having a rough game so far, but trade comes out from Dan's, bringing it back to a 2v3. Still winnable for Avant, but let's see what they can do on the retake. Bomb is planted on the B site, and all of the teams are quite close, looking to play this one together. Iron quickly checking the flank. They don't have all the info, but they do now as Dance finds the frag onto Dizzy. Flicks, goes for the pre-fire, and it's going to backfire. So into the 1v1, he goes up the ladder and he takes down Iron. He doesn't need accuracy, he was close enough to pick up the frag, and he's going to get the defuse. He has plenty of time left in the round, I think. Yeah, he does. All right, I just had to listen to the beeps because I didn't want to get ahead of myself again. But there you go, Avant still in it. What a frag. 4K on the retake, huge.
That is not safe use of a ladder. I'm going to point that out. I dare say it's recreational use of a ladder. Having way too much fun there, but that is a much needed round for Avant because getting themselves onto match point was only a stone's throw away there for Chiefs, because that buy coming in from Avant, if they lost that round, was going to be very, very weak. Very, very weak. So important round win for them there. The fact that it did come down to a 1 versus 1 in the end doesn't really bode too well for the CT side, I guess, in terms of what happens if they lose this round, but they're on a double up setup, and I don't think Chiefs are going to be able to recognise that in time, because usually when you encounter a double up setup, the damage has been done. You've lost 2 players already, it's down to 3v5.
Well, we'll see how this plays out. Dan's going to be playing with one of the AWPs over towards Ivy, and Moe having the other, watching T-Con from Con. So, Iron, Wallbangs coming out. Won't be able to take down Hazard just yet. Nice nade though. Doesn't actually do too much damage to Iron. The whole 1 HP for what it's worth. Oh, he's expending all of that reserve ammo. Well, here we are, Pex jumping on 2. Oh, he's surely... Oh, there's a smoke there. I couldn't see through the Molotov. It's give the Pex put in either. Gets the spray transfer and picks up the 2K, holding Ivy successfully, trading out his teammate. Moe finds one onto Iron. Nice little pop flash that Dizzy's actually going to dodge. Pex will peek the opposite angle. And now in the 1v3. It's going to be rough, but I believe in Dizzy. I believe in the man with the AWP in hand.
Right now.
Ooh, he's been spotted.
Does get spotted, but we'll fall back. And if he's going to win this round, it's going to be on the back that he actually has the bomb, because finding 3 players in this vast map that is trained is not an easy task, and 12 seconds left.
Yeah.
Not a lot of time to work with at the moment. Does find that frag on the Pex, but it is merely just a consolation. Avant find themselves a much-needed 12th round, and they do retain both orbs, so that's a really important round for them here. And this spray here from Pex at Vines just locks things down for them. Chiefs weren't expecting the Crossfire to be so proficient at Vines, and maybe if they had a smoke that could have blocked that off, would have been a different story here. But Chiefs now, I think we actually, funnily enough, on the back of that round win, they're still going to still going to take their time and use their tactical pause. So real sense of occasion here from Avant.
What are they discussing? Do you think they're going to change the pace? Do you think they're just going to have a quick discussion on how the holds are going, rotates?
I think this is more or less just going to be, it's not so much going to be a tactical discussion. It's more or less going to be a discussion around holding your nerve in these sorts of situations. Moe's got a lot of experience, and it's not really going to be in terms of changing anything. In fact, you know, more often than not, if you do try and adjust things tactically in these tactical pauses when you've won a round, the opposition take that as an opportunity to switch things up on you. So more often than not, the team that takes the tactical pause falls victim to an aggressive play that really disrupts what the team was trying to do. So I think in this instance, Moe's just taking the time to talk through the team. Guys, you know, we're on the up here. Just need to lock this out. Just need to get ourselves a few more rounds here in this instance, and we can really take it home and get it to that third map. So, you know, in this sort of situation, nerves can creep up on you, and I think that tactical pause is more or less just a calmer for the nerves that may be experienced here by Avant.
Did you see how relaxed Moe actually looked then?
He always looks relaxed.
Oh, he doesn't ever crack a shit, does he?
No, the man is incredibly relaxed. He doesn't ever crack. Doesn't ever crack, Mac. Doesn't ever crack.
Had to add the expletive, so it was worth it. Anyway, here we are, Flicks with the Glock, looking to get aggressive. Let's get slightly flashed there. Nice flash from the CTs to slow down the push just for a moment. The Chiefs coming out just like a wall, pushing to sight. APOC and Doom getting frags there with the AKs. Flicks only with that Glock. Try to find one of the CT's guns. Doom will be taken down. UMP on Pex. Doing work so far. Someone's getting an underarm flashed is what I just heard from the players. Flicks will find frag with that Glock, finishing off Pex there. Moe on the AWP. Looking like he's going to be running away. Is the save being called? Surely not.
I think it has.
Oh, it's going to be so rough. Now, Flicks caught in midair. Herbs will be able to successfully upgrade to the AWP, going for the repeak. Spots the heels, running away. And it looks like Herbs and Moe are going to be watching each other's back here. Saving in CT. APOC coming close. Someone that you do not want to be running at you in this situation. And Herbs, he's up. He's got Moe covering. They find a frag apiece, and they will successfully save the AWPs, but so does Dizzy. And the Chiefs, they've got the economy. They're not too fussed that they lost a couple of weapons. And they found themselves a 14th round on the back of some kind of mixed buy.
Yeah, they're nowhere near close to this victory just yet, in the sense that they've still got a double up set up to navigate here. And we do see another pause coming out from Avant. Avant are using the tactical timeouts to the fullest in this instance. So in terms of Chiefs, they're probably getting a little bit frustrated by the fact that, you know, there are so many pauses. They want this game to be free-flowing, and I think that really benefits the Chiefs in that regard. So Moe, again, just taking the time here to talk through with his team and make sure that there are no nerves going into this these final few rounds. But I think Avant have done a good enough job to be able to frustrate the Chiefs. Yes, they have been losing rounds, but they're frustrating the Chiefs because of you know, the fact that they're so consistent in their saves. But Chiefs now, they just need to get the job done. They're changing tempo, have definitely kept Avant guessing. The fact that they came off the back of a tactical pause there and really upped the tempo on that T side, you are the controllers of the tempo. So you have the ability to basically dictate the pace of play from start to finish in the round. And when Chiefs have looked at their best, it's the fact that they've varied that tempo so well, and it's really kept Avant guessing. So I think, going into this round, Chiefs are potentially going to recognise the fact that they may not have either the weaponry or the utility to deal with a faster pace. But I guess that's up to them, and let's see what they do call.
Do they have the chemistry, though? Can they pull this back with their mixed buy? We saw Chiefs do it last round. Avant could do a similar thing, but with no Molotovs to stop the push, Chiefs are going to take a lot of map control, making their way out towards Olaf already. Dans will be trying to cover Ivy, but Apoc's in a scary position for the CTs. I think surely he just spotted Hazard going to Tikon. Oh, he's going to wrap around through Sandwich. Moe looking the wrong direction. Oh, look at this. Apoc finding one, finding two, knows where Hazard is, gets the third as well. Oh, the play! This man's a maniac! Dans will find one on the iron, but it's looking rough for Avant. I heard someone yelling finish him from the crowd. That was beautiful.
It's Mortal Kombat now.
Yeah, wrong game. We're not even showing that here at Gfinity.
Might as well be.
Hadouken, maybe? I don't know.
One versus three. Can Herbs do it? That's the question.
Oh, I don't back him. I'd love to, but I just don't. Look at this. He's looking the wrong direction. Apoc finds himself a fourth for the round. The man's a maniac. Absolutely insane. Hitting all the shots that he needs to. Oh, just played that so perfectly, Jim. That was amazing to watch. Great CS.
Yeah, look, Apoc, super experienced in that instance, knew the position of everybody in that instance. In that 3K, he knew everybody's position. As soon as he got himself around that train, and trigger discipline in that instance to not take that frag on a Hazard. You thought, he might reposition himself, get that 1K, and then go from there. Didn't really give him a lot of options. He slipped the net entirely. And that might just be enough to get Chiefs over the line here. Avant, though, still one last fight left in them.
You'd like to hope that Hazard... Oh, sorry, a bit of action going to be happening. Apoc looking for more, but Hazard gets his revenge. Finding the frag with the CZ and picking himself up a free AK. Nice little upgrade there for Avant to try to stay into this one. Pex and Herbs playing the double SL setup. Looking for the fast flank towards the B side, but Dizzy's playing above SL with an AWP.
As you do.
This could potentially come back to bite him if push does come out. He's pulled out the P250, the weapon that the Chiefs seem to be doing so much damage with. But everything's gone slow for a moment. Iron trying to work the pick on the B side. Going to be taken down by Moe, who hits him with the CZ. Now Dizzy making a bit of noise, looking for the warbang.
That's ambitious.
Yeah, he's going. Oh, beautiful little flash hit all down to go down, although the two-man setup going to be effective. Pex and Herbs finding the frag apiece, but Flicks last alive. The bomb is in the hands of Avant. Will he be able to bring this one back and close it out? Hazard going to be spotted, and the 19 HP. I think he might have actually seen Flicks there. There we are. Dan's posting on Sandwich, waiting for the slow peak to come out, and he will have optimal crosshair placement. Picking up the frag, keeping Avant just barely in this. Not sure how.
And I tell you what, these rounds are so to and fro right now between these teams, and Pex and Herbs just combining really well in that SL. They knew they didn't have the firepower to just send an individual there. The fact they posted two up in that position was a sign of the fact that they didn't actually have numbers to contend with it otherwise. And Moe.
Speed change. Moe almost getting the collateral, trying to fall back, but Chiefs respect him for just a moment. Nice Molotov will allow him to fall back. The longer range angle. Hazard finding one on the iron who tries to come out through the smoke at lowers. And now in a 3v5, Avant with the two-man advantage is looking good for them so far. Smoke coming out at uppers, but Moe shuts him down early. Dizzy on the end of the AWP shot. Flicks has lurked his way down the first lane, looking to potentially go through a smoke and wrap around. He finds one onto Hazard. Moe takes down his teammate. Looking for the wall bang. We have to see Herbs take down Flicks. Beautifully played there. And Avant, they're looking for a second overtime. How has it come back to this? And Chiefs, their economy in shambles. They are going to be able to do a sketchy buy up into this round, and they have won on a sketchy buy before. So we'll see how this round plays out.
Well, nothing is guaranteed in Counter-Strike Go, let me assure you that. But I mean, in terms of what is on the line here, are Chiefs going to join Order in the grand final? There's a lot of money on the line too for these teams. In terms of domestic prize pools, you're not going to find anything bigger. So these guys really, really want to see themselves there next week, joining Melbourne Order.
If Avant play Order, do you think that they can beat it?
I don't know, but they needed to make that work, Chiefs, if they were going to be the ones there.
Peck's taking a page out of Iron's book there.
Funnily enough, doing it to Iron as well. So, taste of your own medicine.
He can't counter his own strategy anyway. Hazard, nicely timed Molotov to slow the push from the Chiefs. Tick that timer down. And Dizzy and Doom, the duo with the pistols, looking to do some damage. Doom is going to be lurking here in T-Con. We see Pex with only 48 HP remaining in SL. And are we going to see another double drop come out? T's looking ready to go for it. Pex will be taken down this time.
And at least this is going to mean that they're going to pick up that AK as well. So 2 of the AKs, 2 of the 3 they had, went down in SL. So Dan's actually managed to take Doom out, and it's back to a 2 versus 4. So a lot of map to cover here for 2Ts, and they are quite split up. So they're really just going to rely on what they can execute in this instance. So this is where smoke knowledge comes in. This is where map knowledge comes in as well. And that one smoke that they've got, they've used it to smoke off CT connector here. So hoping to isolate players on the outside box side.
But Hazard up on bomb train is going to find the frag there onto Dizzy. Apoc hitting back. The man, he's been very sharp today. The bomb out in the open, but with 10 seconds to get the bomb planted. Is he going to be able to do it? Oh, he's found one more onto Hazard, looking for more. We'll pick up that bomb, and the flank may come in just in time. He tries to get that bomb out. Herbs will peek from SL and pick up the final frag there. And we are going to overtime on the second map as well. These guys don't want me to go home tonight. I'm going to be here till midnight. Beers on me, boys. Let's go.
You are now here forever. But we're here into another overtime. I didn't foresee it being this close between the two teams. I knew it would be close map, but I didn't predict 2 overtimes.
There's been more overtimes in this match than there was in the whole season.
Yeah.
In the Elite Series.
Chiefs and overtimes, name a more iconic duo in the Elite Series, let me tell you that.
It's ridiculous.
But, well, it's us and terrible shirts. That's the more iconic duo. Let's be real.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
But, I mean, both these two teams have really gone and fought tooth and nail for this. They know how much it means to them individually in terms of being on that stage next weekend, the same stage here at the Elite Series. And I think Moe's done a really good job of marshalling his troops under such immense pressure. Because for these guys, they came into this season probably a little bit shaky in their form in other competitions outside of the Elite Series. So for them, it was a question of whether or not they were able to compete with some of the competition heavyweights. Certainly measured up to the task here. They find themselves in the semi-final. They find themselves going into a second overtime against a team that were up there as one of the teams potentially to win this. So can they find their place in the semi-final here, Avant? There's still another map in this if they do win, and they're going to need to win it if they want to take it to a third. But taking a few risks here on the OT. Iron wins that duel.
Looking
still on 12 HP.
He's not backing down at all. Moe up on the ladder. Going to be flashed though, but I believe Iron actually flashed himself as well. So Moe safe just for the moment. Playing close to the smoke with the AWP. This could backfire on him, but it could also go in his favour. Oh, throwing that flash. I think Iron actually knows how close he is, but Moe pulls out the knife, tries to run away. Iron manipulating the timing in his favour, and the B-side is out from business. Bomb should be planted successfully for the Chiefs, and it's all up to Pex to try to win this round. He's found one on Flicks, who was on the lurk, and Apoc making a bunch of noise. Pex somehow finds that as well. Iron quite low. Dizzy and Doom, it's mostly up to them, but Iron's hunting here. Doom will hold the rotate through connector, but Pex pulls his knife out at the wrong moment. Iron already on the hunt, cuts him off at the pass, doesn't let him go over to Vines, and that'll be that. We do see the Chiefs taking the first round, and here is Iron pushing the smoke, taking it down Moe and getting the AWP out of Avant's hands.
Well, Iron was in a close enough position there to just hear that rotate away, and 9 times out of 10, most players don't rotate with their backs, facing
smokes.
Well, facing the way that they're supposed to go. They'll basically just turn and shoot. They'll run away.
Yeah.
So he was able to just get an easy frag there onto Moe, unfortunately, who had an AWP. So it was going to be a difficult duel anyway. But now this is where it becomes a real battle of attrition in these overtimes. It's because the CT side have invested so much in the early instances. See, Moe has bought AWPs in back-to-back rounds that they have lost. That is a massive economic cost. You only have $10,000 in these rounds. So it's imperative that Melbourne Avant win this round for their economy.
Moe's actually been dropped that AWP. See how it's grey? That means he hasn't got it himself.
Are you sure that's the case?
Yep.
I don't think that was the case.
You sure? No, that's what it is. I'll tell you. I'll tell you now. See how there's the white ones? The white ones means that people have dropped them. The grey ones means it's someone else's that they've picked up off the ground.
Okay, that was disproven a while ago, but...
Are you sure?
Must have been a patch update.
Oh, okay.
You casters are a funny lot, aren't
Yeah,
you?
right. Okay. See how this goes. See if we can go to Pex's point of view, we'll see if that's his gun, and then do the same for Moe. Dweg, mate, get me. There you go. Moe's M4A4, and Moe will have Pex's AWP. Just put that. Anyway,
let's run the test.
There we are, Pex. Bloody, I know everything. I'm sorry. Anyway, here we go. Bit of action. 30 seconds remaining. Everyone's still alive on the map. Utility going to be used over towards the inner bomb site. Nice timing on the Molotov. Should slow down the push just for a moment. 20 seconds to get this bomb planted. Molotov going to be smoked off, and Pex playing close. Is going to be taken down. Flexing on Pex. Herbs, though, can't stop the plant, but he will pick up the frag. Doom going to be lurking through that smoke, looking to potentially get a flank. Down one. Can't get the second. Herbs on the cover there. Now in a 3v2, it's all up to Iron and Dizzy. Dizzy doing a great job. Bring it back to the 2v2. Iron getting aggressive, finding Dans, who can't make his way to site just yet. Herbs, is he going to get on the ladder as well? Yes, he will, although he's been spotted. Iron peeking, catching him halfway up the rungs. He didn't know whether to go up or down.
Fool me once, shame on you. Isn't that how it goes in this instance?
Essentially. Look, he did a great job. It was... Herbs, unfortunately. He couldn't do enough there for Avant. And Chiefs, they find 2 T-sided rounds.
And this is where it gets really dangerous. As I said, look at that money expenditure from Avant. Unfortunately for them, the $10,000 doesn't go a long way. No. It's not easy being a CT, living in Sydney, let me tell you that. But now, this is where they need to make those pistols work. They need to make the UMPs work as well. But a lot of utility and only one kit is going to be a really rough round here for Avant if they don't make some opening picks. This is super aggressive from Chiefs here. I like the change in tempo. They know that they don't have
Hazard
the tools to deal with it. As I say that though, Hazard, prove me wrong, son.
Deeg's Daddy Doom on the dingle.
You're loving this alliteration stuff. I love the flexes on Pex.
I don't even
say that three times.
That was more of a I couldn't say it, and then we had to turn it into something to cover up my terrible casting. But you know, thanks Jim for that one.
That's why I'm here.
Good mentor, good dad. Unlike Doom, he's just died and left his bloody team for dead. But we'll see how this round goes, how it plays out. Avant, they do have the man advantage, and the bomb going to be stopped.
Oh,
and Dizzy landing dirty frags. Dizzy going to be covering the flank. Bomb should be planted in a second. Although Moe's been spotted. Dizzy doing a great job to cover there. CZ going to be too strong. Pex picks up the AWP and looks to go for the retake. Mollied off just for the moment. And now Iron and Flicks, they are going to set up the hold in the post plant. Flash coming out. Flicks at Summit goes for the peak. Pex is ready. But not for Iron to be playing close at coils. And that'll be that. Chiefs take every T round in this first overtime.
Perfect half of overtime there for Chiefs. And it's on Avant now to answer. It's on the T side as well. Not an easy ask. It is a CT biased map. So for them to go 3-0 on their T side, is massive. Massive, because it almost from the get-go puts Avant under pressure.
Although that being said, in regulation, both teams did have a stronger T side than CT, which is quite unusual. But, you know, it happened, so we'll just have to live with it.
Well, they've definitely worked each other out in that sense. Chiefs definitely worked out what Avant were doing that time, that small break in between overtime and whatnot. Allowed them to just adjust their game plan. That's why they got those 3 rounds. They weren't able to be separated after regulation time. And this is where Avant now needs to show us their stuff. We need to see that flex from Pex. Snapping necks, cashing checks as they hit this inside bomb site here. Dizzy finds one, just stopping this rotation, this rush in its tracks. But will they be able to get the bomb down? They haven't dealt with Flicks yet. They do finally make it back to a 3 versus 4. Oh, Moe! And Hazard combined. It is back to a 3v3 here, Mac.
And that was a great shot by Moe to cover there. Using the smoke as a one-way. It looks like the Chiefs, they are going to progressively push together down all 3 lanes and potentially just get a couple of trades. I think Iron, he hasn't actually spotted Hazard pushing through that. Dizzy hasn't been spotted either. Hazard in a strong position, but he's going to walk straight into Dizzy's crosshair. Finds one by Iron. Dizzy, what are you doing? He eventually gets that trade, and now APOC is on the bomb. He's going to stick it as well. Dance. Oh, he has to go for the reload. And just like that, APOC diffuses Avant out of the tournament. Great 2 maps, so close. I feel like it deserved to go to a third.
Yeah, look, you were really banging for it, weren't you?
It was crazy. It's crazy.
But Chiefs secure their spot here in the Gfinity Elite Series Season 1 Grand Finals. And boy, is that a look of relief there on Iron's face, let me tell you that. Those guys went neck and neck for 2 maps. A lot closer than some of us saw it going. And full credit to Avant. These guys have really shown that they've been able to get themselves on equal pegging in some of the top teams.
So many plays in that map alone. That was such great CS to watch.
Yeah.
Play of the day, 100% APOC. That 4K in that round.
Oh yeah. Well, we'll
checkers.
leave the plays of the days to Kevin and Luke, who we will go back to on the desk to break this one down.
Holy tamale, what a match, Kev. That was massive, right? I mean, did you expect it to be that down to the wire?
No, I didn't.
Two overtimes.
Yeah, first overtime I was a little bit surprised by, but I went, all right, I can see this happening. The second overtime really surprised me. Avant playing very, very well, but unfortunately playing very well doesn't complete the series. And
so close now. I mean, it was really, it could, even in that final round we just saw, it was so close, wasn't it?
It was a matter of a few rounds, and those are the rounds, I think, ultimately, which is down to inexperience as a unit together. And I think they're only going to get better and better from here. Instead of looking at the negatives, we can look at the positives of what Avant did well, and there were a lot of things that they did right. It's just the little small things that let them down at the end.
I mean, do you think, is there a matter of luck? I mean, because we were also talking before about fatigue in these players. I mean, they've just been playing, I'm not sure the exact time, but that match went for quite a while. It was a couple of hours.
I think we started, was it 7 o'clock?
Yeah, it's 9:30ish now, so it was 2.5 hours.
It's just been a long day overall for the players, and that's where I guess for some of the less inexperienced players, the fatigue starts setting in because you don't pace yourself correctly. Whereas the Sydney Chiefs, they're very much used to playing for very, very long tournaments. I mean, Moe on this side of Melbourne Avant has been used to playing for long days as well. But some of the less inexperienced players, like maybe Hazard, maybe not so used to playing in such an environment for such a long time without breaks. It is a little bit taxing ultimately, though Hazard performed very, very well.
They all perform very well, but there can only be one winner going through to the grand final. Ash, you're having a chat to Flicks right now. He must be feeling pretty darn good, hey?
Flicks is about to get on a flight, actually, so you might have to quickly cross our path. I'm actually hanging out with APOC. Congratulations on that win. There was nail-biting so close. Did you expect it to be so close?
Thanks. Yeah, I kind of was expecting a tough game. We are still like a new team every sort of week, it feels like, at the moment, but yeah, I'm happy that we eventually, it's better to win the overtimes than lose them, like I was saying before, so I'm happy with the result in the end.
Yeah, 2 overtimes. I mean, right down to the wire. What are you thinking about for next week? You're in the finals. Congratulations. How do you think that you'll fare against Order?
I think last week we had a really good showing against Order, and I think we all feel like we kind of threw it. So, yeah, we'll just have a look at the maps that we're going to play, have a bit of a dig around, and we'll be confident coming in.
Is there a map that you're hoping for?
Yeah, there is, but I can't really say it at the moment.
Good luck on your flight. I hope you get there on time. Sorry, what was that, APOC?
Yeah, there's a map we'll be looking at, but yeah, we'll keep that secret for now.
I like that. Like it. I'm very excited to see you guys play next week. Best of luck for all of your preparations, and I'll see you next week.
Thanks. See you next week.
Back to you, Luke.
Congratulations, APOC. Congratulations, Sydney Chiefs. But right now, let's get into analysis, Kev, and work out, because that was a very evenly played match. Where do you want to start?
Let's start with, I guess, the first round that I picked out. There are so many rounds that I could have honestly picked up. And so we'll go all the way back to Inferno, which is, this is the 14th round. The reason why I want to bring this up is that this was very indicative of how Chiefs are going to be playing for the entire series. On the CT side, normally you probably see a little bit of a more tight defensive play. But you can see right now, Chiefs, they're just contesting the issue. Flicks right into balcony, a very dangerous territory. APOC is already down apps. In 20 seconds, already 2 of the Ts are down because the CTs are pushing in. And they're not stopping there. They're still contesting the territory. They're not falling back. They're not happy with the ground that they've gained. And you can see Avant, because they're more of a much more structured team. They're planning what the reaction is according to what happens to the enemy opponent. They're not expecting these unexpected reactions from Chiefs, so to speak.
Okay, we're going to jump to the second map now on Train. Let's have a look. What round are we starting at?
Yep, so we'll start with round number 22. The reason why I wanted to bring this one up was how well that Sydney Chiefs actually held back. Because from this, if you're in the audience, you could probably hear that the Chiefs are calling out, Dizzy Life was calling out one's legged, and then a player stepped out from SL here at Iron. Iron damage Peck so hard. It is so easy at this stage to go, there's 2 low players on A bomb site, let's all go out together. because you've got the HP advantage. You're confident because you know the enemies are wounded, trying to lick their wounds and try to get away to safety. So you want to be like that wolf and hunt them down. But they play the smart way around. So Doom does get punished a little bit here. It's a 4 and 5, and the way that they utilize the numbers from here is just even smarter from the Chiefs because they know they've got the HP advantage. They've got time on their side. They've inflicted the damage early on. They can slowly allow the CTs to try to regain. Because even though the CTs have the number advantage, they don't have the health point advantage. And that still makes you antsy. When you're down on that red HP, you want to be trying to make a play because you know it's going to be very risky trying to hold a position. So that ultimately was the undoing of Avant because you can see that they slowly lose one member here. They lose another one, but then now there's no play being made. They're hoping they can get lucky. And in this game, you can't hope to get lucky. You have to sometimes make your own luck.
Well, let's have a look finally at round 27. Let's see how that went down.
Round 27 was, this goes down to defensive protocols, right? And there's one where we go, on train, if you spot someone or you think that someone's gone into Olaf, you molly it. That is a fast timing and no one has actually spotted where APOC is at the moment. And for no one to check this and still commit is a grave misstep coming out from Avant. Because imagine, because Hazard has had great success at the CT connector position, imagine if APOC doesn't make this play. And this goes out to the second point as well, the trigger discipline. How many times would you just go, oh, I've seen a target, I just want to kill him as soon as possible. But APOC's heard one go into T-Con. He's heard another one probably around the SL position or a teammate's called it out to him. So he decides, I'm going to play it patiently. I'm going to wait. I'm going to try to make the best play that I can make at this time. 14-12. Just a reminder that if Chiefs lost that round, their economy was starting to dwindle away. So they may have been the ones losing in regulation time or trying to push it back into overtime. With this round, they were able to bring it to that match point. They didn't complete it, but with such a high pressure play or high pressure situation and such a play, really just amazing stuff coming out from, I guess, an individual play leading into a good team play to complete that round.
Well, so many great players there, but there can only be one Logitech MVP for that match. Play Advanced MVP. Let's find out who it is right now. Righto, Kev, for the final match of the day, who is it?
Have to give it to Iron. It's a very easy pick this time around. Normally we say, oh, we can pick between these players and these players, but in both series, what can you say? Just impact. A lot of the time, Iron, I think, has a lot of his success based around making unpredictable plays, which is sometimes a big liability, but also such a strong asset. Because you can see in the series, he was constantly throwing spanners in the works, and Avant, they couldn't set up for anything because there could be one stage where there's no one behind a smoke, or there's Iron behind a smoke ready to kill 3 of you. Also helps when you have such a powerful player in good positions as well, who's able to control important corridors and just lock down territory for Sydney Chiefs. So definitely my MVP overall for the series and the biggest fragger overall for both sides.
Well, congratulations, Iron. Congratulations on Sydney Chiefs, but especially Iron. You are the Logitech Play Advanced MVP for that match.